poolside. Only with MGM Rewards. Visit MGMRewards.com for details.
It's smooth as sense. It protects your future gardener.
Mom, wow.
Your future Olympian. And your future best in show. Get your free quote today. Fence.com.
Most people pack their swimsuit away in the fall, and it doesn't come out again until May. That's when things get interesting. Or maybe a better word is shocking, especially if you've gained weight since wearing it last year. But don't worry, Red Mountain Weight Loss with prescription Semaglutide. Semaglutide is an exciting new breakthrough in medical weight loss. It's the in Ozempic, and clinic studies have shown it accelerates weight loss. 15 pounds or more per month. At Mountain Weight Loss, we have Semaglutide in stock and ready to ship today. It's available as a weekly injection or a daily tablet. Plus, you'll get the support of our licensed medical team with meal plans to speed your progress and medical solutions to prevent side effects, all for half the price of Ozempic. Lose weight and look great this summer with Semaglutide from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Schedule your free consultation today. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed with what to do.
Then called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-968-9022. 800-968-9022. 800-968-9022.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Hi, this is Earl Ron. New South makes windows that are both energy efficient and hurricane resistant. New South eliminates the middleman. Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers because we know Florida weather.
For every 2 windows you buy, get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,507 awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia is about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free app and search.
For only $17.50 till the end of July at Gatorland.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Do not forget to join us out in Mount Dora this weekend for Freedom on the Waterfront. It's going to be I say weekend. It's actually Wednesday afternoon. We're broadcasting live from down there. We'll be at Elizabeth Evans Park. The entire radio station will be on property, ending up with a great show from Inner Circle, All for One, and then the Firework show at 9:15 that evening. It is going to be a freaking blast.
Yeah, it is. We're going to have food trucks. There's going to be live entertainment, fun for the whole family.
Hope to see you there. I'm loading it up. My entire fam is going to be down there. We are stumbling through Mount Dora, causing problems.
So hold up, y'all got Inner Circle and y'all didn't invite the only Caribbean person here?
Look, man.
How did that work?
Always invited.
All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Slick is right over there, and Deb has your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke. On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity is a partial victory for former President Trump. Miami attorney Richard Serafini says the ruling finds that he has limited immunity is good for Trump and his legal battles.
Seems at this point to be a mixed bag, but probably a little bit more good news for Donald Trump than for Jack Smith. Maybe a lot more good news for Donald Trump.
Yeah, Serafini adds the ruling hurts the DOJ special counsel charging Trump with election interference, effectively throwing out some key evidence. Lower courts will have to rule on what is an official or unofficial act to determine how it affects the 91 felony counts against Trump in 4 different trials and jurisdictions. In the meantime, the Supreme Court is pumping the brakes on states' efforts to limit how social media companies moderate user content. Now, the case involved Republican-backed laws here in Florida as well as in Texas, challenging sites like Facebook and TikTok from blocking mostly political posts deemed objectionable. The 2 states argued this amounted to censorship and violated the Constitution's First Amendment against restrictions of speech. The big tech companies, challenged the laws, and the justices unanimously ruled today the lower courts did not look at First Amendment issues and now must go back and relitigate the case.
There you go.
Go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
All right, a Florida couple that enjoys sailing around the Caribbean. You know, I felt bad for them until I read that part, right? That enjoys sailing around the Caribbean. I'm kidding. Now in the path of Hurricane Beryl, Emily and Cole Cruz of Sarasota had planned to set sail for home from Grenada last week, but they tell News Channel 8 they changed their minds when they saw the forecast track.
Oh, my gosh. So,
Immense stress.
Yeah, a lot of stress because, again, as a cruiser, you come to Grenada to get away from the hurricane belt.
Yeah, the Sarasota couple says they've been sailboating around the Caribbean and decided to hunker down in the Grenadines because it's south of the hurricane belt and storms usually veer farther north. But of course,
right? Yeah, this
never.
Right
I mean, never in the history of record keeping have we ever had a Category 4 storm on the first day of July.
Yeah. It was actually
from the Atlantic,
and it formed in June.
Yeah,
it actually formed in June. Today's
and
July, but this thing formed actually Saturday and powered up Sunday.
Yeah, and it's one of those Cape Verde Island storms, right? It came rolling off the west coast of Africa, which we normally don't see until August and September. Right. All right. Well, the relief is on the way for Floridians who need to protect their properties from future storms. The My Safe Florida Home Program is accepting new grant applications. Now, the initiative will give eligible residents up to $10,000 to repair their roofs or put hurricane-safe doors and windows around their property. Governor Ron DeSantis says the improvements are designed to lower insurance premiums. Now, currently, applications are only available for low-income homeowners who are 60 years or older, but starting on July 16th, the program will be open to all low-income residents.
Good, man.
And thousands of people are in Central Florida this week for this time. It's a public safety expo. Ooh, doesn't that sound like fun?
Doesn't
that just sound like what you want to walk around the convention center for?
Somebody put on the best of. Let's get down there. Let's get down there.
The 2024 National Emergency Number Association Conference began on Friday at the Gaylord Palms in Orlando. The event allows first responders from around the country really to compare strategies, talk about new technologies, a new software that was introduced at the conference to address a dispatcher shortage is the Next Generation 911. It allows officials to sort through non-emergency calls. Can I get the buffalo sauce?
Right.
And provide quicker response to those in potential danger. More training sessions and workshops are planned through Wednesday. And that is a big deal, especially in South Florida, like in Broward County, where their 911 dispatch, I mean, they're just having a really hard time.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Losing a lot of dispatchers, and then people who do call 911 will either find a busy signal, get hung up on, or just simply not answered.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of South Florida, the death of a Florida teen during a possible lightning strike is prompting warnings. John Jensensius with the National Lighting Safety Council says, as soon as you hear thunder, go inside.
But really, anyone that's outside when a thunderstorm is in the area, and when we say a thunderstorm in the area, we mean if you're hearing thunder, the thunderstorm is in the area. You're at risk and need to get inside right away.
The Broward Medical Examiner is assisting with the death of 19-year-old Ethan Lawrence, whose body was found in a park during yesterday's storms.
Yeah, we had a story last week of a guy who was trying to warn some kids on a beach that there was a storm coming in. He had actually made it to his car with his girlfriend. He told his girlfriend, I'm going to go back and warn those kids. That storm's coming in, and they don't seem to be making a move. She begged him not to go, and he goes back and does not come back, only to find out that he was struck and killed by lightning.
Oh, wow.
As he was trying to warn other people about the lightning.
I mean, and I remember, like, when I first moved here, having some old school Floridians say, if there's one thing you do not mess around with in this state, it is the lightning.
Yeah, I know golfers that'll do some crazy They will play in the hardest rain,
like
the worst wind.
Caddyshack?
But the instant that one bolt hits, they're like, we're done.
Yeah,
Clubhouse, cards. You just don't mess with it. I don't mess with it. I just don't have time for it. And can I tell you my luck's that bad? And can I tell you something else? God probably hates me that much.
Yeah.
I'm going to be dead honest with you.
I'm with you. I ain't playing around with it.
I did some squirrely stuff as a kid I'm virtually certain I'm going to have to pay for eventually. That's exactly how I would go, too. This guy loves golf. Let's hit him here. Boom.
Right, exactly.
Hey, Dad, you doing the thing you love there, big dog.
Well, especially because, you always expect that there has to be dark clouds of an imminent storm, but lightning can strike so much further outside of the storm. Yeah. I think it's like up to 10 miles or more.
Oh, yeah.
It could be literally clear blue skies with a bolt coming right out of the blue. Yeah. So here's your chance to do something good for humanity, Jimmy, and maybe
I'm
learn
waiting
that
for this
lesson.
opportunity, Deb.
Well, One Blood is currently in urgent need of donors. Of course, we're going into a very busy holiday weekend. Think a lot of people on the roads. So One Blood posted on X earlier today asking people of all blood types, please donate at their local 4th of July festival this week. People who contribute at their local One Blood Center or on the Big Red Bus, just like our good Jack Bradshaw, who's currently not feeling good today, will receive a limited edition T-shirt.
Whoa.
$20 gift card and a free wellness checkup.
Oh, Jack is on his way right now, sick. He's not going to pass up a free T-shirt and a gift card. Are you crazy?
Not to mention the apple juice and cookie, right?
Right.
The nonprofit says there's an increased need for O negative and O positive blood. One Blood serves hospitals. How much do you hear the name?
It's a whole bunch. I'll tell you, my daughter worked for this company, Complete Transparency, and I know how many employees they have. That's part of the part she's with them for that very reason. It is a ridiculous amount of employees that nobody in a million years would ever guess.
No, because this used to be like literally our local blood bank.
Right, it is not that anymore.
No, now they serve hospitals in Florida, North Carolina, and most of the southeastern United States.
Yeah. It's a big, big operation.
That is a huge operation. All right, some new laws take effect today in Florida. Local governments are banned from passing laws governing how employers can protect workers from extreme heat. You can now shoot a bear if it poses a threat to you or your pet. Releasing balloons intentionally into the air is now considered littering and punishable with a $150 fine. Politicians must disclose if they're using artificial intelligence in ads. Some families may be eligible for free swim lessons. Schools can now use religious chaplains to volunteer as counselors with parental approval. New moms are exempt from jury duty. And an online database will let you know if someone has a history of sexual violence, which is really good out there in the dating world, right?
Yeah, no joke.
Also effective today, 16 and 17-year-olds now have the ability to work more than 30 hours a week with parental permission. If you listen closely,
right, you can hear me giving it.
You can hear them being signed.
You can literally hear me giving my son permission to work as much as he wants.
Yes.
And my daughters, all of them. Go work as much as you want, kids. It's how you get stuff.
No
it's
problem
how you do
with that.
stuff.
Exactly. Well, as of today, there are some important laws that take effect for those who live in condos and HOAs.
Yeah.
One of them, one of the new laws today, gives homeowners new protections against squatting and imposes tougher penalties for squatters, makes it a little bit easier to get those squatters out of your home.
Yeah, the new law says you can drag them out by their hair.
I like that.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Which we know is traditionally very difficult to do, is to get a squatter out once they've established. Well, attorney Eric Laser is board certified in community association law and drafted some of the bills. He says the new laws also mean your HOA board will be a little more hands-off.
This is the year of, if I live in an HOA, get off my back. If I put on a roof that meets code, you can't do anything about it. A lot of power has been taken away from architectural review committees in a homeowners association.
Yeah, condos and HOAs both must host websites that publish official documents by January 1st. Now, half the residents in Florida, let that sink in, half the residents in Florida live community association. So as you can imagine, these laws affect millions and millions of people.
And I would venture to guess that most of the new developments that are happening right now in Florida are all going to be HOA or deed restricted communities because, you want to maintain that real estate value we've had here in the state and been so been so fortunate to have.
It just seems that that's the way they all kind of go. You have to almost move into an established older city or neighborhood in order to just live in a neighborhood rather than in an association. Well, among the new laws that take effect today in Florida are new penalties for drag racing. Damn it. Miami police officer Michael Vega says under the new law, maximum fines for first-time offenders will increase from $1,000 to $2,000.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a tool that we were lacking and we needed in order to enforce these drag racing and what we call intersection takeovers.
Yeah, people who commit second offenses within a year could face third-degree felony charges along with a fine of up to $4,000. Not to mention, you could go from having your license suspended for 2 years all the way to 4 years. I don't know if you're watching us on YouTube, but Slick has a little bit of a twinkle in his eye.
Yeah. You a fast driver, Slick?
Care to explain why?
You got a heavy foot there, big dog?
I do drive fast, but it's all about family.
Oh, yeah.
It has nothing to do with driving fast. It's all about family, and I like to live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Very good. A quarter mile
I
at a time.
want to give him a round of
That's
applause
great.
for that. That was
He made that joke while John Force sits on his deathbed. The greatest drag race driver of all time. Literally almost got killed. Dude's 72 and still out there ripping it.
Wow.
That's a true story, by the way.
Really?
We met that guy. He's a maniac years ago. His daughter's just as crazy, by the way.
Well, you have to, right?
Yeah, got one of those funny cars. Got that thing from 0 to like 290 miles an hour. The motor blew up. Then he just played ping pong with the sidewalls for a few minutes. He just opened his eyes today.
Wow.
Like legit, just opened his eyes today. We talked to that maniac about 20 years ago when he first got in the scene and just basically took it over. Imagine John Daly as a drag strip driver. A drag car. That's basically what you have there. And this guy just has that thing that has to be tested every day. That thing where I've got to test my life every day. And you can just hear it in his voice. It's just crazy. But yeah, I read this today and thought immediately about you.
Did you really?
Yeah, but you drive fast. You passed me the other day as we were on, on the way. You and I take the same way home now. You blew by me and were completely out of sight. I was going 70, Deb.
Florida gas prices are holding relatively steady as nearly 4 million residents prepare to hit the road for the Independence Day holiday. Yeah, AAA puts the current state average at $3.36 a gallon. Awesome, because I got to fill up tonight. That's down from $3.38 on Sunday. It is 7 cents higher than a year ago. The Travel Club says the busiest days for drivers during the 4th of July travel period are expected to be Wednesday, July 3rd, and then Sunday, July 7th. Speaking of the holiday, I love doing this story because AAA is helping Floridians celebrate the 4th of July responsibly. The Auto Club will bring back its Tow-to-Go program later this week as a way to help keep impaired drivers off the roadways. We talk about this a lot of times when people don't, use Uber or Lyft or get a friend. It's because, I don't want to leave my car here because I'm going to come back and get my car.
Right.
So the free service allows people to dispatch a tow truck to their location and bring them to a safe spot within a 10-mile radius. It is available for everyone, regardless of if you're a member of AAA or not. AAA, though, does say it should only be used as a very last resort, as a last backup plan. It will run, though, from 6 p.m. on Wednesday through 6 a.m. on July 8th.
There you go.
That's Monday, right?
Yes.
That would be a hell of a way to start your Monday.
Yeah, not good.
Having to call Toe to go, and then the office.
Right.
Okay. Speaking of other holiday notes, Orlando International Airport preparing for an influx of passengers as the 4th travel season is underway. The Greater Orlando Aviation Authority says the facility is expected to see about how many departures?
Jesus, man.
This is departures.
Leaving Orlando and going elsewhere.
Just departures between the busy holiday period, again, which runs through Sunday. It started this past weekend.
Okay, so they would have left this week, 4th of July week off, going elsewhere.
Yep. So they included this weekend and next weekend. How many? This is just departures.
In total flights or people?
Just departures at Orlando International Airport.
Wow. 3,000.
3,000. Oh, that's so cute. Slick, I can't see.
There he is.
You got a guess there, Slick? How many departures? Just departures from Orlando International Airport. Any idea?
I guess 3,000 and got mocked openly.
Maybe 10,000.
700,000 departures between the busy period, which runs again through Sunday.
Wow.
Yep.
Good Lord.
FlightAware is currently reporting more than 70 delays, more than 24 cancellations at the airport. Overall, like we've said before, nearly 4.5 million people. That's just Floridians.
God, it would take you a day of your vacation just to decompress from the experience of going through getting there.
And that's why,
it's God almighty.
You know, that's why Jack says it's the most stressful part of this trip that they're taking is just getting to the airport at 3 a.m.
Yeah, good Lord of mercy.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah, you got to remember though, everybody's trying to do the same trick. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's not at 3. Nobody will be there." Well, guess what? Everybody's going to be there.
Everybody's going to be there.
There are no secrets anymore.
No, there aren't.
God.
Pack your patience and gird your loins. You're going to need it. All right. The Orlando Fire Department is warning communities about potential dangers ahead of Independence Day. Assistant Fire Chief Aaron Rhodes posted on the agency's Facebook page earlier today to discuss their annual fireworks safety campaign. He says the 4th of July is one of the busiest times of the year for first responders and emergency rooms. I wonder why. Rhodes.
Bye fingers.
Exactly.
Buyfingers.com.
Rhodes is encouraging families to talk to their children about proper safety measures and wants adults to avoid drinking alcohol if they plan to set off fireworks. Sir, I don't know if you realize that's half the joy in that American holiday. Someone saying, "Hold my beer."
Right. Hey, you think I can shoot this mortar at the water tower? I bet I can hit it in 2 tries.
Which you...
Damn. 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 All day. Just battling redneck dads. Damn.
I don't know if you saw, but there's a local fireworks vendor in Ocoee who had like a couple $1,000s worth of inventory go up and literally smoke this morning. You know why?
I don't even want to. Go ahead.
Because as the thieves were using a blowtorch to cut through the cargo container that the fireworks were being kept in, they caused a spark.
Me and the boys didn't think this one out.
Damn.
America's dumbest criminals.
We tried to open it with a fire itself, but we couldn't get it to focus on the lock, so we went for the torch. Turned out that was a bad choice.
Well, you know, they always say fight fire with fire.
Right,
so.
exactly.
Apparently. But don't worry. The criminals have lived to breed another day.
Oh, have they really? Yeah, thank God. We just want to be the cool ones at the campground this year.
Well, then they need to go to Pyro Spot and get that Gatling Gatling gun for Roman candles.
You ain't been cool till you've been campground cool. Jean shorts, half shirt, who farted, long lighter, tall beer, you know, normal stuff.
Masculine mullet.
Exactly.
And then finally...
Party drapes in the back.
And then finally, we're just a few days away from the Caesar salad turning 100 years old on July 4th.
Well, I got to tell you, I like a I like a restaurant Caesar salad. I don't like them real Caesar salads because them real Caesar salads get real happy with the anchovies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that comes in a little hot for your boy. Not a big anchovy guy.
Me neither.
And they
me neither.
A little too fishy on the real because it really has anchovies in it.
It does.
The OG one.
Yeah, the Caesar salad, for those who don't know, was invented by an Italian chef in Mexico.
What?
On an American holiday a century ago. Caesar Cardini, who lived in San Diego, opened his restaurant, Caesar's, in Tijuana the year before to avoid prohibition here in the United States. Hey, how you doing?
They drink in Mexico? Weird.
While running low on supplies over the especially busy holiday, Caesar threw together what he had left, put it over lettuce, made it tableside, inventing the Caesar salad we enjoy worldwide today. That's another thing, too, isn't it? A Caesar salad is meant to be prepared tableside.
Really, the good ones are.
Right.
Because they have that big bowl, and they make the dressing. Then they put the salad, the romaine in there, and they toss it up.
Where would you say is the best place to go locally? Because I love a good Caesar salad, but
I think Enzo's makes one, but I'm not sure if it's a table side. But I would think that Enzo's makes the one that's probably the closest to what you're supposed to be getting.
Or Francesco's.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility. Either way, now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Deb.
You're welcome.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. You know that thing I was telling you about the food?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what that is next. And what this is, basically, this is a story about ultra-processed food and how you become addicted to it. And as I was reading the story, it told me, it says the number one processed food that everybody in America consumes and how they should stop. And I read that first, and I expected it to be something like potato chips or something like that.
That's exactly what I thought it was.
It is not. And when I tell you what it is, you're going to trip out next.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Monday. And the rest of the day will feature increasing clouds, and that will be out ahead of some late afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. So the majority of the day will be dry until roughly sunset tonight and points after. It will also be a hot and humid day. Afternoon high temperatures warming into the low and mid 90s. Feels like temperatures right around 105 to 107. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Want to save up to 50% on new blinds and shades? Blindster offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters at prices way less than big box retailers. And right now, save up to 50% off any order during Blindster's July 4th sale. Hurry, sale ends July 8th. Blindster.com.
Buy one, get two free at Pyro Spot Fireworks. These guys have the largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks out there with prices and products that will blow the competition away. And that is true. When you go there, you can use their touch screens. That way you can watch videos to design your own incredible fireworks show. They have 3 locations, Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just a few miles north of downtown Orlando. Visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations. That's iwantfireworks.com. Buy one, get two free at Pyro Spot Fireworks and be a backyard hero.
Celebrate our country's independence in Mount Dora as the City of Mount Dora and Real Radio present the Freedom on the Waterfront on July 3rd. Musical performances from All for One and Inner Circle. Food, fun, and Central Florida's best fireworks display over Lake Dora. Event starts at 5 p.m. and is sponsored by Visit Lake, Mullinax Ford, Coors Beer, Mellow Mushroom, and Fox 35. Visit the City of Mount Dora's event page for more information. Don't miss Freedom on the Waterfront in Mount Dora on July 3rd.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. Anywhere from when we have a live event, there be customer events ahead of that. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One card holders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without the relationship iHeart has with the artists, with venues to create these really exclusive events. Festivals that iHeart puts on gives Capital One the ability to create those moments
people are passionate about their favorite artists, and so we try to tap into that together.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
2 guys, 5 rings.
Yes.
One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game.
As Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well.
No association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app. Search 2 Guys, 5 Rings and start listening.
Here's what a Fence Outlet customer said about her experience.
After researching several fence companies, my husband and I decided to go with Fence Outlet. They gave us several fencing options and were quick with responses and ideas. They even offered 0% financing for 12 months, which was huge for us. We are loving our Fence Outlet fence that adds to the beauty of our home and security for our family.
Thank you, Fence Outlet.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. Financing with approved credit. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to this station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at Zero Foxtrot. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Resilient and timeless.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Our good friend Slick stepped in today for Jack, who's not feeling all that well.
Nah, he's not good. He got the sniffles.
Does he really? Did you talk to him yet?
I did talk to him. And you know what? The first thing he said to me was, Slick, you're the first call I'm making. I want you to sit in for me today. And, initially I just had I felt like, he had like such a big vote of confidence in me. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing I thought was, damn, he's desperate.
Yeah. He was not desperate. You're a
not
first.
At all.
Like one of the, I told him, whenever we have an opportunity, I try to get you in here as quickly as we can. And I didn't know. I mean, I found out this morning he wasn't going to be here. He was just up drinking last night. Couldn't make it.
You know what, though? I woke up yesterday going, I feel like I'm getting a cold.
Yeah, really? I haven't had that in a while.
I just felt it a little bit yesterday, but thankfully nothing took hold. Yeah. I guess Jack took it for us.
Some allergy stuff.
Nah. Yeah, see, y'all falling for the okie doke.
Yeah.
Okay? We know that it's 4th of July week, right?
Right,
Which means
right.
you get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off, right? Mm-hmm. Well, now Jack has Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
And he's doing something for the weekend, too. The only thing I would say that's accurate, the problem is Bradshaw absolutely loves this job. It's annoying. How much he likes being here. It is absolutely annoying. I actually look at him. I look at him a little less because of it. How much he loves coming here. I'm joking. I don't.
I was going to say.
I appreciate it, actually. It's quite helpful. So hopefully he'll be back with us tomorrow. Not feeling well. And the funny thing is Jack is this. Jack would be here working. The thing is, Jack doesn't want to be the guy who gets people sick going into the 4th of July weekend.
Well,
or any weekend for that matter.
That really changed after the pandemic. Before the pandemic, it was still a badge of honor when you went into work sick. Look at what a trooper you are. You're taking one for the team, man.
Now they meet you at the door with a 9.
Well, yeah, because you're coming in, sniffling and sneezing and runny eyes, and people are like, get your home.
Black out of here, buddy. Just back on out of here.
Plus, there is a summer COVID surge right now. So
I haven't heard anybody that's had COVID in a while. I mean, maybe they just don't talk about it anymore because they're tired of the stigma of hanging it. They
don't want the crap of talking about it anymore.
They just say
talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor.
Yeah, nobody wants to deal with that.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, you're fine.
Leave me alone.
Man, you remember the times when, it was like vaccinated against unvaccinated? It was like two different gangs.
Yeah.
Like you were scared to tell people who you rep.
Yeah, I'm not showing you my card.
Who's your set?
Yeah, who's your set? What's your set? Where are you at?
Crips, Bloods.
What corner are you on, player? All right, 407-916-1041. All right, eating higher levels of ultra-processed food may shorten lifespans by how much?
10 years.
Well, it's a percentage.
Oh,
okay. Maybe takes away about 10% of your life.
That's exactly it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
the exact answer is 10%. Now, you figure the average life expectancy is 75 now? So 7.5 years of your life. So theoretically, if you're 75, 7.5 years, you're going to make it into your early 60s, and that's pretty much it. If you have that diet that is ultra-processed foods. Now, one of the big problems, by the way, is actually defining what ultra-processed food is. Because a lot of people just automatically think it's potato chips and stuff like that, but it's a lot of other things, like chicken nuggets. That's an ultra-processed food.
I was going to say, anything that comes in a paper bag.
That's right, yeah.
Could be considered an ultra-processed food.
Bread products, certain grains are ultra-processed foods because of what it takes to get that to the market, what it takes to turn that into a consumable product. But there is one that stands out.
Sugar.
Well, sugar drinks are definitely one of them. That's one of the highest ones for sure. Sugary soft drinks is one of them. And I think that's where the interesting part of this study comes into play. Now, this is not a study of they're just like, you know what, let's see what a couple people feel like after this movie.
Right.
They're waiting outside the movie theater and asking 10 people questions, and they write a piece on it. This is a long-running study that's been going on for quite a while because the information within this has really is going to wind up defining the way a lot of people maybe change their lives, or maybe the way that industries change the way they market products to people.
We'll see.
Yeah. What do you think the number one problem causer is for ultra-processed foods? The number one ultra-processed food that you should avoid at all costs is this. And I'll just say this. It is a gigantic market. And I would say that most people in this building consume this. I would say probably 80% of the people who work in this building consume it daily.
Oh, so it's not cereal.
It's not cereal. Although that is an ultra-processed food. That they're saying that instead of these cereals, all these things that you get out of a box, you should be eating stuff that you get out of fruits, vegetables, some grains, dairy, things like that. The normal stuff, not the triangle stuff, because that's a lie.
Yeah, that is like recycling.
It's not hot dogs. It's not bacon.
Cookies.
Although processed meats are one of the worst things you can put in your body. I mean, that's a common thing is processed lunch meat is one of the worst things you can put in your hot dogs, sausages, corned beef, beef jerky. All of those contain so much salt and sodium to keep it preserved that it's awful for you.
What about granola bars?
Granola bars on here. I'll tell you what it is. You ready?
Yeah.
It's diet soda.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
The number one processed food to avoid at all cost is diet soda. It contains aspartame, which is a highly processed food sweetener that is not good for you.
No, it's not.
And here's the problem. Everybody kind of knows what sugar does, so you avoid drinking 2 or 3 or 4 Cokes. What do? I'll just drink the diet instead. Yep. It's worse.
Wow.
It's worse. The stevia, the aspartame, those things are really bad for you. It says ultra-processed food manufacturing has exploded since the mid-'90s. 60% of the average American's daily calories come from ultra-processed foods.
Whoa.
As much as...
That's scary.
Yeah.
And it says that's not surprising considering how much of a grocery store's inventory do you believe falls under the ultra-processed label.
I'll go with the same amount of Americans who, I'll go 60%.
I'll go even higher. I'll go about 75.
70%.
Wow.
70% of the things that you see in the grocery store are ultra-processed foods that you should avoid eating daily. Now, everybody understands within moderation you can have certain things.
Right.
That one hot dog every 4th of July or maybe every Labor Day, that ain't going to kill you. But if you're eating hot dogs like every weekend or beans and weenies, 3 times a week or whatever, you may want to maybe back out of that. Also with the processed sandwich meats and stuff.
And I'm wondering, because something that's really perplexing a lot of doctors right now is the number of young people that are getting cancer.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm wondering if between the ultra-processed diet that a lot of kids probably grew up on, whereas, I don't know if, I'm sure it was the same for you, Slick, but us growing up, going to like Dairy Queen or McDonald's, that was like a treat.
Yeah, that was a luxury.
That was like once a week if you were lucky.
Yeah, if we went to Wendy's, I wondered what my dad stole.
Right.
Like I figured he did something wrong to get the money to take us to Wendy's. The burgers were just so hot and fresh.
It was just cheaper to cook at home, but I mean those times have changed. So I wonder if doctors are paying oncologists are paying attention to the eating habits, and if that's attributed a lot more to these younger people getting these cancers.
Yeah. Also time. I mean, you talk about how everything's expensive in this country, specifically in this state. If you have 2 working parents, what are you going to come home at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night and then break out the chicken and go through the whole process of making a meal from scratch when you can kind of pull something out of the freezer or the cabinet and kind of stir up that instant mac and cheese with some chicken nuggies and some green beans?
Oh, that sounds good.
Dinner served in like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the problem, is just how accessible and easy this stuff is. But there's a reason it is. Guess what? It's killing you.
Yeah, and you mentioned bread was bad for you too. I mean, like, how many times did my mom, I asked my mom for McDonald's and she you got McDonald's money? And then she take me home and she makes the homemade burger and we ain't got no burger bun, so she puts it on the regular bread.
Oh, yeah.
And when you put the ketchup and the mustard on it.
And then you get
right through.
Yeah, you get that little wet patch of bread that sticks to your burger.
And then my mom tried to toast the bread, trying to say that this will help. And I'm like,
no.
You don't eat a burger on toast? What are you doing? Like, even I know that. Oh, it's the worst. It's a patty melt. I'm like, it's not. It's a soggy burger. And my fingers just went through the patty into the bread and the patty. God damn. Now my bread's like cream of wheat. I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. The worst.
Oh, come on.
The worst.
Good memories right there.
Oh,
so you have to put your Ruffles potato chips to hopefully build a barrier between your bread and your burger.
That's that poor reminder when you look at your nails and they're full of mustard. Oh, I'm poor. Damn, that sucks.
Good times. Good times.
No buns for me. And then people at school bragging about buns.
How about when you had your hot dogs and you had to curl that bad boy into your Wonder Bread? Yeah, good times right there.
Yeah.
That's not the worst thing ever, though. A hot dog sleeping bag for a slice of bread wasn't the worst thing ever. I could tolerate that one, not the hamburger.
Nah, the hamburger was terrible. It caused me a lot of childhood trauma. I'm just gonna be honest about it.
You can hold that hot dog thing by the crust.
Yeah.
Eat it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's see what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about the box office when we get back. That's after this.
Real Radio. Real Radio.
104.1. Heavy traffic continues in the usual spots on I-4 today. If you're traveling east and westbound by the major attractions exits, stop-and-go traffic continues as well on the 408 westbound at the Conway Toll Plaza due to a disabled vehicle blocking multiple lanes on the toll road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Want to save up to 50% on new blinds and shades? Blindster offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters at prices way less than big box retailers. And right now, save up to 50% off any order during Blindster's July 4th sale. Hurry, sale ends July 8th. Blindster.com.
Look, man, here we're all celebrating our freedom this week. 4th of July is awesome. You want to do that every single year. You want to be able to celebrate your friends and family. You want to keep this going forever. You can do that with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan. This is an amazing experience. If you heard last week, we had Dr. Sean Mann on, and he's a 28-year veteran of radiography. And he told me personally and on the air, said right here, as a doctor, he cannot begin to tell you how many lives he's saved with technology just like this at Life Imaging FLA. This is the best way to find out if you have heart issues, and they have saved so many lives. And I'm going to tell you something, man, when you kind of rolling around in life, you don't know what's going on inside your body unless you get checked up. With Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, you can find out for sure. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. Don't wait. Do what I did. Call these guys. Remember, there are no dyes. You don't take your clothes off. This entire process only takes a few minutes. And while you're there, you got to ask about the cancer screening as well. Early detection saves lives. Just keep that on your mind. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you got to do, pound 250. Say the word free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that appointment. Get in there. Make this the year that you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
The wait is over. Dell Technologies Black Friday and July deals are live. Check out incredible savings on select laptops and more, like the XPS 15, powered by Intel Core processors. The XPS 15 brings you the perfect balance of power and portability, plus stellar visuals and immersive sound. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to exceptional tech and electronics, plus free shipping on everything. Don't miss out on Black Friday and July savings at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
You know, it's always good to have a guy, somebody that you can lean on for something you need at your home. For me and many of Central Floridians, including our buddy Jack Bradshaw, Deb's mom, and Ross and Olivia lean on Mills Air for their AC issues. And that situation with Olivia and Ross's house was no joke. There are two other companies that passed on that job because the house wasn't built for central heat and air. Mills Air worked that out. And Deb's mom got stranded by the company she was working with because they couldn't get to her immediately. What's 100 degrees outside? You got to take care of your customers, and that's what Mills Air does, and they've been doing it for 30 plus years. Their techs are awesome. They know all these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. But listen, if you do need a new system, these guys are Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to their friends over at Mills Air. They're awesome. You're going to love doing business with them. They're family owned and operated. Call them today. Make that appointment. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's millsair.com.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't know the IRS.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to manufacture and install your windows. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. Now you can buy 2 windows and get the third absolutely free.
Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS or visit newsouthwindow.com.
Hey, you don't live here.
Protect your little ones and their furry best friends by securing your home with a fence from fenceoutlet.com. A great-looking fence beautifies your home and keeps it safe. Get your free quote today at fenceoutlet.com.
Craving a dining experience like no other? Visit Whiskey Kitchen in Mount Dora. Savor mouth-watering dishes, smooth whiskey, and a lively atmosphere. Whiskey Kitchen, 315 North Highland Street, Mount Dora.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Slick is here.
What up?
I'm doing good. How are you, buddy? Was your good weekend?
Man, I had a great weekend. I just want to give a shout out to my daughter real quick because she started at Full Sail University today.
All right, good.
And I'm
I didn't
really
know you guys
proud
were
of her.
loaded.
Yeah, well, look, listen. You see all the stations I'm working for right now, right? I got to pay that tuition, baby.
Yeah, baby. They don't give that away over there, do they?
Nah,
Not at all.
No.
Very good. Well, congratulations. What's her name?
Ayana.
Ayana,
Very
congratulations,
nice.
girl.
What's her focus?
She's doing game design.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's a huge gamer.
I hear there's a market for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys know you know how big the gaming market is?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, have you heard the comparison there? So if you put the movie industry, the music industry, and there's one other, I can't remember, it's the movie, music, and there's another industry. If you put that all together, the gaming revenue dwarfs it. It's
crazy.
not even close.
It's crazy.
How much money is in that business?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
She sat up one time and, when she first moved back here from California, and I walked into a room and I was like, listen, Ayana, you got to find a job. You know, things is hard out here for a player. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough out in these streets.
It's tough out in these streets. You need to find a job. And she's like, yeah, Dad. She's like, well, I'm working right now. And I'm like, well, it seems like you're just playing the video game.
Right,
like,
right.
That's
Oh, that's funny.
You know?
That's pretty funny. Look, there was a mom that just got choked to death by her 19-year-old son because she basically she filed an eviction notice on him. She basically said, hey, look, unless you get a job, help cleaning up around the house, do some chores, I'm putting the boots to your ass. He choked her out.
That's unbelievable.
She was 44-year-old, well-respected, I want to say, professor, assistant or something at a college or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that
awful.
happens way too much now.
I remember it's so funny because, as a parent, you don't remember this stuff until you look at, back in your childhood. Were you did you live at home after you went in the military though, right?
I went to college first and then I went to the military.
Right. So after that, did you ever move back home and have to live at home?
Sort of, kind of. Like when I came home from the military.
Just for a little bit, right?
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Yeah, because a lot of times that happens. You come back from the military, kind of got to, get your bearings, kind of figure out what you can do and then kind of move forward, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I was down here, I lived with my dad. When I moved down here, I lived with my dad for a while. I dropped out of school without telling him, which really was...
Oh, that's good.
That went over well because I didn't realize the tax implications of that.
Oh.
Because I'm a stupid idiot kid at that time.
Listen to Slick's like,
Yeah, because he could claim me as a dependent as long as I was in school, which saved him thousands of dollars.
There you go, Slick.
If I'm not in school, he can't claim me as a dependent, and now I'm just a guy living in his house.
Gotcha.
On his dime.
So you're a squatter.
Yeah, basically a squatter. And man, my old man dropped that rent thing on me. He goes, you $50 a week to live here in the house. I lost my mind like some entitled little prick. I did. I lost my mind. I'm like, how dare you? I'm your son. And I'm like, now I'll be like 50. You should have hit me for like $200.
Yeah, for real.
I was straight up just loafing around there doing nothing. You should have hit me harder. All right, 407-916-1041. You guys been to the movies lately? You guys go to the theater?
Oh, yeah. I went to go see Inside Out after Jack talked it up.
Inside Out 2?
Yeah, that's
Do you know how much money it's made?
Nah.
How much do you think? And by the way, let me see how many weekends this is. This
is that global?
19 days. Globally, 19 days. 19 days. How much business do you think Inside Out 2 has done?
Well, I think it did $125 million in the first weekend. So by now, it's probably around $850 million.
I had seen the number on Friday, but it was like close to that, $850 million.
It is the first movie, I believe, this is the fastest ever animated film to surpass $1 billion globally.
Oh, wow. People have said it's really good.
$1 billion for a cartoon.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is good, though.
Now, real quick, help me out here. I'll get your review in a second. What was Inside Out? What is the movie premise? What are the main characters in Inside Out? Inside
Out is about a little girl and her emotions.
Okay.
So basically,
and that made $1 billion.
So the first movie was just her basically being a little girl.
Okay.
You know, when you get angry, when you get sad.
Is this the one that got so much controversy because of the red?
No,
Okay.
you're thinking of Panda.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Red Panda. This one is, but this one now takes, the little girl is now growing up. So there's a new button in her head. It's called puberty.
Oh, man.
So, Slick, you did see it?
Yes. With daughters. He's got daughters, too.
Exactly.
I have 3 of them.
It was pretty good, but I got to call him out, man.
What happened?
I got to call him out.
Okay, all right. What
Inside Out, you've been making a lot of money for years biting off of Herman's head.
Oh, really?
If y'all don't know what Herman's head is, that's right.
That's an old show, dude.
I'm telling, you don't even need to watch the whole thing. Just go on YouTube and pull up Herman's head and just watch the intro. Just watch the intro credits, and it explains the entire show. That is exactly Inside Out.
That's a great reference. I haven't heard that name in forever. What network was that on? That was back in like the early 90s?
Yes, that was when Fox became syndicated, and they had Martin, they had Herman's Head, they had, just like a bunch of shows.
Right.
Married with Children was on there. I mean,
series premiere was in 1991.
That's right.
Yes.
And I remember this being kind of controversial.
Yes.
Yeah. It was
absolutely.
It was crazy. It was way different, right?
It was, yeah.
Wow.
Hank Azaria was on that show.
Yeah.
It
was really good.
Yeardley Smith, the girl who does Bart Simpson, was on that show.
Yes.
Wow, man.
They biting, man. They out here just scamming. Out here scamming and making that money.
Maybe we need to take them up on that. They make $1 billion in 19 days, dude.
Jennifer Aniston was in Herman's Head.
She was on that too.
Wow.
Wow, really?
They need to give some of that money to all the Herman's Head cast. Hank Azaria need a piece of that money.
Hank Azaria does not need money.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Hank Azaria was in Savannah when we were there.
Really?
Yeah, he shot a little video saying how much he loves Savannah, and he was in there the same weekend. I was hoping to bump into him. Here's a look. Nobody wants some rando, especially me, some rando bald-ass old man rolling up on him. Hey, I never was a big Simpsons fan anyway, so I wouldn't like have any. I think his stand-up is funny. I actually see him do stand-up.
Brockmire either, though? You don't like Brockmire?
Oh,
I'm not,
Brockmire.
I wasn't a big Brockmire guy.
Oh, man, I love that
funny.
show.
That's
the baseball guy, right?
Yeah, exactly, the baseball announcer. That was one hot mess, man.
And
Brockmire.
Wasn't it kind of a take on that Bill Hader character that is the old man interviewer?
Yes.
Like Norm or Walt or whatever his name was. So I guess the box office is having a bit of a comeback, right? So we had Inside Out making all this money, Toy Story, Finding Dory. Both of those are coming out, I guess, soon.
Despicable Me 4 is also coming out. Yeah,
so
looking forward to that one.
And the Barbie movie did quite well.
Yeah.
The movie about Oppenheimer did very well. So they've had a really good last year run. Hopefully they'll keep going.
Plus, I mentioned this before, but AMC theaters are going to show the live Summer Olympics events in about 160 of its U.S. theaters.
Ooh.
Yeah, so tickets all bought just like anyone would to buy a movie, right? Only you do it for an Olympics event. It can be individual or with a group of friends. AMC says people can also reserve an entire theater for a watch party.
That would be kind of cool. I have to tell you,
that be fun?
the Olympics, even on a big screen TV, because how they broadcast it looks great because there's so many contrasting colors.
Yeah.
I wonder what event would be the coolest to see. I would think it would be something like with swimming or diving, right?
Right.
To see on the big screen in a movie, like in an IMAX kind of big thing.
I could see the runners being absolutely
I thought so, too.
phenomenal. Plus, we've got the youngest Olympian, 16 years old, is going to be running this year.
Is this the one that kept Shikari out of the 200?
I believe this is a young man.
Oh, really? I know there was.
Yeah.
What is he, like 17, 16, 17,
He's
something
16
like that?
years old.
Yeah.
A baby.
Yeah. He's quick, man.
He is fast.
And Shikari did not make the 200 meters. She's gonna definitely be there. She came in fourth, and I guess her young phenom runner out there that's very young, that is very fast. Kept count.
I would watch Olympic boxing.
Really?
Yeah, boxing in a theater, that would be dope.
Do they even do that anymore? Do the Olympics even have boxing anymore? I don't think
believe they do. By the way,
I know they have breakdancing.
Quincy Wilson, 16, becomes the youngest male U.S. track Olympian after relay selection.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
And and then Jack is our guy, and I was texting Jack this morning about this new athlete that I just saw. Have you ever heard of the Hulk?
No.
There's a female shot putter, and she has a first name. I think it's Renee or something like that. The Hulk, and she is. I'll give you an example of what this chick is. It's this mask. Like one of these things, skull teeth. like a hoop gold earring, like a stud gold earring. Her hair is short, and she dyes it green.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And she throws the shot put. What's her first name?
Raven Saunders.
Raven. The Raven the Hulk is her name.
Now, these were the girls that I used to throw shot put for. These are the girls that would show up to prom with their date under one and a bale of hay underneath the other. And there'd be tiny little for me out there for my shot.
Oh, this chick can steal your kegs.
Oh, yeah. You're not lying, dude.
Well, they showed, like, I was watching this video this morning, and I told Jack, I said, we got to start focusing on people before they even see them. Like, nobody would know who this chick is if it wasn't for this. I wouldn't have known if I didn't see this piece today.
Yeah.
So see this, this female athlete that is a really cool story with a cool gimmick. And that's what gets attention of the games. These gimmicks are fun, and when you can do your thing. So they're showing some shot put women, like trying to qualify, right? And this Hulk chick from Sweden comes up there, and she's like 6'1", 260, massive. She throws it. Everybody's freaking out. This girl comes up. She's like from Italy. Another one, she's like 5 wide and tall. And she grabs her shot put and she throws it. Then this Raven, oh, man, this is going to be tough competition, throws it like 5 feet by them both.
Wow.
Like nothing. It just dance and then moves on. Oh, it's going to be great, man. That's what you need. We're going to find those little stories. We're going to tell you all about them. That way when they roll through, we'll have some cool stuff to talk about when we do it from day to day. And then, Jack, of course, we'll have the Olympic update every single day. Speaking of sports, it's 4:20, which means it's time for our buddy Brandon Kravitz. Every single Monday at 4:20. We talk to BK, the broiler, up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Not that 420.
Something on your mind? Text us 031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Delays on 4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and the 420. Looking at a crash in the northbound left lane on Kirkman Road for those approaching the 408. If you have a traffic problem, make sure to call the Valve Change Traffic Tip Line 676-8477 with traffic. Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Last with friends and cashback. Discover's got you covered on the last one. That's because Discover does all the cashback you've earned on your credit card at the end of your cashback match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zapata, CMO Hyundai Motor America, discusses measuring audio.
Measurement capability with an audio, I think, surprised all of us. We have seen a huge return on investment. Seeing real numbers has helped us continue to invest.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the data and influencers you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. We would like to manufacture and install your windows. Every single New South window is custom manufactured just for your home. Now you can buy 2 windows and get the absolutely free.
Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS or visit newsouthwindow.com.
Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Kia Center on 3rd and 4th. Brought to you by BKT Tires, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan. You have to see it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. I'm Tommy Mello from Garage Door Service. Don't let garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and last a lifetime. Placing a bumper on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best parts and warranty in the
Guys, I bring, yes, one essential podcast for the Paris Olympics. Matt Rogers hosting news about the athletes.
Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Association with the nation of France. Just live in Montreal.
Of the 2020 Paris Olympics. 2 Guys, 5 Rings. America's #1 podcast network. Now, 2 Guys, 5 Rings. And
hey, Orlando, get ready for your real estate journey with Nickley's Believe It or Not. Group sells the most in Central Florida. They actually sell one every 9.7 hours. The Nickley Group sells homes twice as fast and for 6% more on $25,000 more for your home. Because with Keller Williams does real estate. Don't believe me? Google. They have over 3,000 five-star reviews. Get your own dedicated local experts and experience the difference. For a guaranteed cash offer on your home today, call Nick.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded for veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear of a warrior culture. Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifice of heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our product, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for consultation and take back control of your life. Orlando.
Call me for an injury case. You don't pay a dime unless the call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just go. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Did your mobile provider just increase their prices again? Switch to Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. With Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Switching to Spectrum Mobile has never been easier. We'll pay out your phone balance up to $200. Stop dealing with hikes from your cell phone company. Get Spectrum Mobile. Visit spectrum.com/it pays to switch for full details. For subject to change. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Since it was established in 1861, there have been 3,517 people awarded with the medal. I'm Malcolm Gladwell, and our new podcast from Pushkin Industries and iHeartMedia about those heroes. Listen to Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free app and search Medal of Honor, Story of Courage.
This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
That is correct, friend. This is the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1. We will be live Wednesday in downtown Mount Dora for Freedom on all shows. The Monsters kick it off. News Junkie takes it through to us. We'll take it all the way up to 7:15. Inner Circle and All for One. We'll play a big show. Food trucks. And, of course, remember in Mount Dora, you can walk around with your drinks. You can walk around and have a good time out there and enjoy yourself, having yourself a nice cocktail. And, of course, we'll have a big firework show around 9:15 that evening. So I hope you can join us, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's called the Entertainment District.
Yeah, for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it is.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Slick is here as well.
What's going on?
And every single Monday, we invite this guy by. He does sports every day from 3 until 6 at 96.9 The Game. But on Monday, he comes over here and he's a part of this show. You guys give it up for the broiler, Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
Yay!
Smells like Burger King in here.
Yeah. I got to tell you, buddy.
Yeah, it does.
You're on one right now, my friend. I don't know if you know that, but you are officially on one. I'm a guy who likes to try to predict stuff based on information that I see and take in. I'm like, okay, well, that should do that. And it's like a little game I play with myself on almost everything. Like little stuff. It's just so much fun. Keeps me engaged. I try to kind of look at the markers and where things are going, what happened before, and try to decide what could happen.
That's why I love sports betting.
And I'm good at it with certain things not so good at it. Sports, I've yet to kind of get my grip on it. You and I talk about this often, but you, my friend, have made some pretty accurate predictions here of late when it comes to our Orlando Magic.
Yeah, I'll pat myself on the back in a second. This segment brought to you by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind at pound 546 on your cell or whenyouneedus.com. So last week before the draft, I teed up a couple of names that I wanted the Magic to select. Tristan DeSilva was on my short list of 3 names. I said Zach Edey, Tyler Kolek, and Tristan DeSilva. But I couched it with the only one they'll actually take is Tristan DeSilva because he fits them perfectly. And voila, that is exactly who they took. The forward out of Colorado, upperclassman too. So they're going after somebody who can play right now, which makes sense. This is a team that was the 5 seed last year in the playoffs.
And then ahead of free agency, it was like, okay, yeah, we've had a lot of fun over the last couple of months talking about
a lot of big names out there available, man. I mean, a lot of talent on the line out there.
And I truly believe the Magic were genuinely considering and maybe even talking to agents or individuals themselves. There was a report that Paul George was in Orlando and actually met with the Magic, and I believe that.
I know it. Matter of fact, I read a piece this weekend that said he was talking to three clubs, and one of ours was one of them.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I said it last week. They're going to sign Kentavious Caldwell-Pope from the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
Because this team, look, I can give myself all the credit in the world, and it's fun to do that. They are very predictable. Okay, they make this kind of easy.
They make you look like a superstar.
And I'm not saying it like. Sometimes it is a little bit dull because in our industry, you want that splash, you want that big name. That's what brings extra ears and eyeballs, and we're always after that in the what JJ Redick called the engagement farming industry that we are in the media.
We tried that before with this club, though.
Yeah,
I mean, we went out and got those shiny names a couple times. It didn't really work out for us a lot.
It's it looks really good on paper, but getting the best player for your organization is what's most important, and getting them at the right price. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 3 years, $66 million. That sounds like a lot of money, which, I mean, it is.
It is a lot of money, buddy.
This is relative to the NBA. He's making $22 million a year. And if you were to look it up, I'm not going to bore you with the names, but look up who else in the NBA is making $22 million a year. You would go, if you know anything about basketball, you would say, this sounds about right for this guy. So the Magic are getting a fair market value for a player that fits an obvious need. His best attribute is his three-point shooting. He shoots efficiently, not a volume three-point shooter, but he'll make them when he takes them, which helps to space the floor. Now, this isn't just empty numbers and stats. This guy is actually, and you'll love this part, he is a winner. Everywhere he goes, they win. He's won 2 championships in the last 4 years. The LA Lakers, when they won in the bubble, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was on their team, and he was a key role player. The Denver Nuggets, when they won the championship 2 years ago, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was a was a critical piece to the puzzle. He is not going to be the star of this team. They didn't just sign the guy that you're going to rush out to buy the jersey for your kid. What he is going to do is he's going to make Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner better. And that's what this front office was always going to do in free agency. They weren't going to look for the guy who had the most Instagram followers. They were going to sign someone that helped elevate the players that they have, because the belief in the building is that they already have the guys that Magic fans want them to get.
Yeah, I agree with that. I have to tell you, watching this guy's highlights today, because I saw the deal, looked at the highlights, and it was surprising. And the reason why is this. I expected to see a bunch of flashy kind of moves. I don't know anything about this cat. I glancing information about this dude, right? So I bring up the highlights. I'm like, oh, this guy's a defensive monster. Mm-hmm. This guy does a lot of stealing. This guy picks a lot of pockets. This guy's like a gnat.
Yeah.
He's just all around you. But when he pulls up for that three, it's the softest, prettiest shot. So I was pretty excited just to see somebody tenacious on defense, you know?
Absolutely. 3-and-D, they call it in the NBA, and it is one of the most valuable things that you can have. Every team that is successful in the NBA has a guy that is a defensive specialist that knocks down threes. The Celtics have like 8 of them.
They got the rest of them in the East.
Derek White's the best example of it.
BK, all of that is cool, man. All of that is cool, but you know why I'm here. You know why I'm here.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and divert the attention from this great signing for the Magic so that you can talk about your silly Knicks.
Yeah. You know why I'm here. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about Mikal Bridges, and we're talking about OG Anunoby, and we're talking about Jalen Brunson and those wonderful, wonderful Knicks in the Eastern Conference. Let's talk about that.
So I think the Knicks have they've definitely put themselves in position to be one of the true legitimate title contenders in the East. I would have put them right next to the Boston Celtics, but then the Sixers added Paul George. 4 years, $200 million in free agency, and now if you can tell me Joel Embiid is at least moderately healthy, I think I would put the Sixers ahead of the Knicks. But it's 1, 2, 3 right now until the Milwaukee Bucks solve the problems that they have, because Damian Lillard is not the player that he used to be, and their role players have sort of that aspect of their team has dwindled over the years, which is it's hard. It's hard when you have one-star role players to maintain that roster over the years. So they're struggling with that. But to me, there are 3 teams that are clearly better than everybody else. And honestly, I think your Knicks are absolutely one of them. I love the addition of Mikal Bridges. I think he's going to be great for that team. But that's why the Magic made the move that they did and didn't go after the Klay Thompson or the pick your superstar that I don't think
that has 2 years left.
Right.
Of relevancy.
Yeah.
I don't think Paul George was really the only name that was out there that was an absolute bona fide superstar that they could have went after. I would have loved to have seen it, and it would have said that front office says we're ready to win tomorrow, which would have been awesome. But the truth is they're not. If the Magic were to go to the finals next year, we would all say the same thing. Man, this team is ahead of schedule.
Yeah, no question.
Because they're not there yet. The 76ers, forget the schedule, their alarm clock is going off. They've got to win now. The Knicks, clearly, what they experienced in the playoffs last year, they're like, no, we're ready to do this. So they go and get that guy. The Celtics already did it. Those teams and kind of Milwaukee, that's the class of the East. For Orlando, they still want to get to that point. They're not there yet, but believe me, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope helps you way more than it hurts you. Huge upgrade to this starting lineup. And I'm curious to see what else they do because they're not done yet.
I was about to say a couple of things. You know, the National Sports Talk and Writing industry pretty much this morning has said this is a great pickup for the Magic. They thought it was, top 3 acquisitions in free agency. They absolutely love this move. And then secondly, these guys still have like $30 million in the cap, right?
Absolutely.
Dude, it's ridiculous what that can do.
That's the other piece to this. If you want to look at Paul George as what would have been kind of a negative, that he doesn't fit the timeline. And that would have been it. It would have been Paul George, the end of free agency.
That's it, right,
All right, now let's go pack it up for the summer until the season starts. They just signed a guy who fits perfectly to their roster. It now gives you one of the best defensive backcourts in the NBA in Jalen Suggs and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. It fixes a three-point shooting issue, and it leaves you with money to spend. So whether that is, and I don't know what they're going to do with this. My best guess, you want another prediction?
Oh, I love it. Give it to me. Get out there on a limb, too.
I think they go out, and I'm even going to put a number on it. I think it's about $15 million a year. They go and get Tyus Jones, who was a point guard for the Washington Wizards last year. This guy is a serious basketball player that was playing for an unserious organization. I think he'd be perfect with the Magic. Good, creative ball handler, solid defensive player. He could be the backup to Jalen Suggs and would be one of the best backup point guards in the league. So I think he ends up on the Magic. They have the money to spend, and then they bring back Franz Wagner's brother, Mo, which is kind of an awkward situation right now because Mo and Franz live together.
Okay.
They live in the same house. And right now, technically, Mo Wagner is not a part of the Orlando Magic. They declined his option, but with the intent, all of the reports out there are they're bringing this guy back.
Right.
They just need to make sure that they have all of the other pieces in place first. So they are playing with fire a little bit. If Mo Wagner got this Godfather offer from another team, they might end up losing him. And he's like that perfect, I don't care if I score 2 points. I'm just going to fight someone tonight.
I love that guy. That's my favorite guy in the league. I've told you for years. Didn't I tell you years ago when we first started doing this show, the problem with the Magic is nobody feared the paint? Like, that's the problem. Nobody feared the paint. I watched 3 or 4 games in a row before I made this argument. I was like, people are just moonwalking into the paint on the Magic. Like, there is no defense. There is no this is my house mentality. And you've got to get rid of that. When people come in the paint in the city, they need to know they're going to catch an elbow or occasionally. They're going to get boxed out hard occasionally. You got to show them that. I mean, it wasn't like that for years. And now it's a little bit more like that.
Well, for all the things you've gotten wrong over the years, that was one that you nailed. and it still is a need for this team. And there really isn't anybody out there in free agency that can solve that problem. So either you say wheels up for Jonathan Isaac, no more minutes restriction, and he becomes that guy because he is a great rim protector, or you make a trade. But there's nobody that they could sign that's available right now in free agency. It was a very thin center market, and those guys have already been gobbled up. So they're going to have to find something else.
He's too fragile. I mean,
he's got to be. For him, he's got to be a bench player. He's a great bench player, but I would never have confidence that you could play him 30-plus minutes a night.
Not a chance. My God, that guy breaks looking at the floor. I mean, absolutely, he's the worst. Okay, let's talk about a little bit more basketball. You and I never got to talk about this Bronny James thing.
I'm so excited to talk to you about this.
Are you?
Oh boy.
Why is that?
I am, because I know that you're about to pop a blood vessel in your head.
Well, you know,
that's always fun.
Can I tell you something? Here's the thing. It has nothing to do with LeBron James or his son. It really doesn't. But the Lakers are done. Like, this ownership of the Lakers has just reached clown show stage. Like, this is professional sports. Like, this is professional sports. You know, people kill themselves. People work themselves to death to acquire a skill set to possibly one day break into what could be one of the most elite clubs in the world, NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. The small amount of people who get to experience that because they worked hard at it, not because their dad was somebody. I mean, you see that in businesses. You see that elsewhere. This is a merit-based league it's supposed to be a merit-based league. This guy would have never been drafted if his last name was Smith. Come on.
Probably not. Probably not. And I think what we are seeing is that this dates back a whole lot further than LeBron James' tenure with the Lakers. Kobe Bryant, talk about a serious basketball player, was covering up some major warts within this organization for a long time. And he could have left when things got ugly. He decided to stick it out. And he was that franchise. And because he took himself so seriously and took winning so seriously, it looked like the Lakers did.
Yeah.
Well, he left, and LeBron looked and went, I want to live in L.A. I bet I could own that franchise. Mm-hmm. LeBron James is basically the owner of the L.A. Lakers.
For sure.
Jeannie Buss, who is the son of Jerry Buss, who was a great owner. I mean, they made a whole series about this guy on HBO.
Right,
he was a visionary. His daughter is a fangirl. All she wants to do is just have the popular team, have the star player, and whatever they want, it goes. This has been the biggest problem with LeBron James throughout the course of his career. It's crazy because he still wins. That's how great LeBron is. LeBron has not chased the right things over the course of his career. LeBron has chased drama and control. And has won anyway because he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. What he should have done from the beginning is said, I want a great coach like Kobe and Michael had Phil Jackson throughout the course of their career, and that's how I'm going to achieve the best version of myself. Instead, everywhere he has gone, he has had to have control.
Yeah.
And now they let him have all of it.
Yeah.
Look who his head coach is. It's a guy he just started a podcast with.
It's like 38 years old or something, isn't he?
Their second-round pick was Bronny James, and here's the thing. Most second-round picks don't play. You think Bronny James isn't going to play?
No, I think Bronny James is going to play.
The clown show has stopped here?
It's not.
No. It continues. And I am not trying to hate on LeBron. I love LeBron James. But he is his own worst enemy in terms of truly maximizing what has been an incredible career because he's more focused on the movie of his career than he is on the actual practice of his career.
First of all, I completely agree with you. It's about power. I mean, you hired your friend as the coach, and then you got your son drafted all in the same week. So start with that. But I also want to say, like, this stuff has been happening, like, forever. I mean, you know, Thanasis Antetokounmpo is on the same team with his brother. He averages 0.2 points a year. You know, like, what is going on? And then even before that, a lot of people don't remember this. The NBA is known for creating this type of a clown show. They had Master P playing for the, who was it, the Raptors at one point?
I don't know. I know he was somebody's agent. I know that.
Yeah, like Master P was playing in the NBA. Look it up. And that's what's so crazy to me.
But Master P wasn't a bad player. Wasn't he a college player at one point? I thought Master P was a pretty good player at one point.
I have to look this up. That does not sound familiar to me.
Yeah, seriously. He actually played for the Toronto Raptors. Look this up.
Wow.
You know, based off of his success in music.
Real quick, here's what I would argue with that. And that's not LeBron James. I mean, this is LeBron James, theoretically the second or first best player that ever lived, depending on who you're talking to. Right? If you're talking to somebody my age, probably going to be Michael. Talk to somebody your age, maybe LeBron. Because of the generational change. Either way,
me it's Michael, but I understand what you're saying.
But either way, it's not either one of those players. I don't know that anybody really kind of focuses on that. The reason I think this is so embarrassing for LeBron is because it's embarrassing. You know, your son wasn't good enough. He isn't good enough to play in this league. It's going to be shown he isn't good enough to play in this league. But he's going to have this job because of his dad. And I think this is a mark on LeBron's legacy. For, if you ask me, I mean, not as playing legacy, but as a person, it just makes it look silly, and it does kind of confirm all those rumors. This guy's not power hungry, but just one of those guys that has to control every aspect of everything he's around.
Yeah, and it's the movie aspect. I think Slick brings up a good point in talking about Thanasis Antetokounmpo. That guy might not even be on an NBA roster if not for his brother. And he's on the Bucks because he wants to play with his brother.
Yeah.
We see that stuff in sports all the time. I just watched.
That's Milwaukee. It's Milwaukee.
One, that's Milwaukee. Yes.
Okay.
But also, it's not
the
just
Lakers.
But I don't think they drafted Thanasis.
No.
I think they just signed him off the street.
Yeah.
The
That's
Lakers.
worse.
The Lakers made an entire. They acted like they just drafted like the number 2 overall pick. Did you watch the video?
What they should have done is act real surprised that he was still available.
I think it's the report and what led up to this, and maybe it's because there's just more coverage about LeBron and the James family. The fact that he wouldn't work out for anybody else, but then said to the media, "I just want a chance to play." No, you don't. You're lying.
Yeah.
The fact that the reports came out and this was from a really credible source, the former GM of the Warriors, that said Rich Paul, his agent, is calling around saying, "You better not draft him. He will not play for you." To every team that stood in front, do not play games here, so that the Lakers could sit back and act like he just fell to them. No, he didn't. You made this happen. It was all orchestrated. I wouldn't have as much have that much of a problem with it if it didn't feel like such a show. But everything feels like a show. And it's just not.
It is
WWE.
It's very WWE-esque.
Sports is supposed to be the ultimate meritocracy, where you get your spot because you earned it.
That's right.
Not because somebody handed it off to you. And honestly, there's a part of me that feels bad for Bronny because he's not going to be given a legitimate opportunity to succeed in the NBA. He's there so that his dad can have a moment with his son, which, by the way, is very sweet and hits me at a certain level as a father. But I think it's unfortunate that LeBron is even doing that to his kid. He should look and say, "You need to make it on your own." That's what a good dad would do.
That's the first thing I thought, actually, when this whole thing went down. I felt bad for him. I was like, does he think he's going to walk in that locker room and everybody's going to high-five him out of happiness that he's there as if it was a young Chris Paul? No, they're not going to do that. They're going to keep to themselves and let LeBron and his son have their moment. They're going to play and then hope for their contracts to come up because nobody wants to be in a situation like that. Who wants to deal with that?
But, guys, we also have to remember there is a chance that he won't play for the Lakers. He doesn't have a guaranteed contract. He could go to the G League. There's a chance.
Oh, you mean Bronny. And technically LeBron, right now, LeBron is a free agent. He does not have a contract with the Lakers.
But this is why, this is the whole reason, right? To keep him in L.A., because he said he would follow his son wherever he went, right?
Yeah.
And that's why the agent would have made those calls because L.A. is so much more, let's say, easy.
He's not going anywhere. But it is interesting that he's sitting out there and he wants to wait to see what the Lakers are able to do so that he structures the right sort of contract. But that's your vein didn't quite pop out of your head, but it was close.
Well, I got it all out of myself last week because when I it's like, man, this is I hate the way it feels by looking at it and going, man, this is supposed to be the highest level of this sport on the globe. Theoretically, I show some European leagues that are very good as well. But I think everybody pretty much aspires to play in the NBA when it comes to professional basketball. The ultimate test of your game is here in America in the NBA.
And this is where, like many issues out there, I think it's complex. And unless you just want to lay a hot take out there and turn your mic off, I do think there's more to it. When they play on the court together, that is a pretty special moment. When Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, let's don't even come close to comparing those guys. Don't even do that.
I'm not.
Because, that dude, Ken Griffey Jr., would have made it if his dad was Bozo. It doesn't matter.
He was better than his father. Same thing with Bobby Bonds and Barry Bonds.
Yeah, ethereal talent. That guy is unbelievable.
I completely agree, but still, I'm saying the moment of them being on the field together was special, just like Bronny and LeBron being on the court together will be special, even if it took a clown show to make it happen.
I'll tell you where you're about to see this next. I'll do a little predicting here. You ready? You're going to see this next. You know where? You're going to see it on the PGA Tour with Charlie Woods and Tiger Woods. That's where you're going to see it. You're going to see a sponsor's exemption into a tournament that's probably one of the tournaments that Tiger designed, like the Genesis or something like that. I think he had something to do with that. He has this set of tournaments that he's the host of, much like Jack did for the Memorial for years, and that's what you're going to see. Did you guys just see that the PGA Tour, I guess, extended him a lifetime exemption into tournaments just to have him show up?
Yep.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, he's earned it because of who he is and what he did for the game of golf.
82 PGA championships.
Yeah, but
or championship wins.
Yeah, but he's not winning it. He's not winning now, and he's not going to win really again. I think his body's not going to allow him to do it. But, he will wind up playing with Charlie on the tour at one point. No question. In the same group, that's going to happen.
Say. It won't just be on the same course. They'll be in a group together.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Listen to Under Oath with attorney Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. on 96.9 The Game and Real Radio 104.1. Extended versions available by searching Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform.
Thank you, buddy. Always good seeing you. Good and loud for Brandon Kravitz.
Yeah! That's my boy!
3 to 6 every single day at 96.9 The Game. And I know you have some social stuff and other things you do. Tell them about that real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. So last night is a good example of this. If something is big and I cannot wait any longer to, I want to get that information out to you really quick. Zone Heads podcast with Brandon Kravitz is how you can find me. That's my personal feed. So I had an episode up the night that the Magic drafted Tristan DeSilva with the 18th pick. I had an episode up last night after the Magic signed Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Great way for me to get my voice out there before we get into the block of the afternoon show. But go ahead and follow that. At Zoneheads on Instagram and Zoneheads podcast with Brandon Kravitz.
Yeah, and do that because he has inside connections with the Magic, gets that information, and has good, concise interviews from the people who matter on these subjects, and good commentary on it as well. Good job.
And when you get a lot of podcast downloads, they pay you. So if you can help out with that.
Very good. All right, 407-916-1041. Cup of Noodles is making a change, and I'm going to tell you, I don't even know how to think about this. I'll tell you what it is next.
No.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
There's a look that he has that's that F-boy look, and
What's an F-boy?
the F
Think
stands for
about it.
F.
Oh, so would Ryan be an F-boy?
No.
Oh, how about me? Am I an F-boy?
No. Yeah, the F
Okay, you
stands
didn't
for
say it
fat.
so quick, Angelique. But,
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's up, everybody? Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Typical Florida weather for our July, low to mid-90s. Showers and storms. Chances sit at 60% as far out as we can see. That includes the 4th of July, so we'll have to dodge some thunderstorms early that evening for fireworks. In the tropics, Beryl, a historic hurricane, teetering on the edge of Category 5 through the evening. It still could strengthen more overnight. It's heading for Jamaica next on Wednesday.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Man, let's get you that new bathroom that you've been dreaming of for so long now. I know that, man, if you're like me, my house, my first house, got the landscaping done, painted the house, looked good, new roof, everything was awesome, perfect carpet, perfect flooring, all the good bathroom, all the good furniture. You'd walk by that guest bathroom, I'd just curse that thing out every time I walk by it. Tiles crumbling, out of date, not looking good. If I'd have only known the guys from Rebath back then, man, that would have been an easy job for these guys. They're all about replacing and remodeling the bathroom you hate in your bathroom, and they do it in just 4 to 6 days with their employees, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they'll throw in $800 in upgrades. Use that how you will. Doesn't matter. And multiple choices of toilets and tubs and sinks and tile and lighting. Guys, there is no design that they can't come through for and make your bathroom look amazing. They do this all the time. Hop onto the website, rebathmidfla.com. Look at those before and after. See what they've actually done for people. And then drop by the showroom, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. You'll see some models set up. That's just to show you what these bathrooms configure and look like with the different products involved. Always mention the Jim Colbert Show for that $800 upgrades. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50-pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-993-1358. 800-993-1358. That's 800-993-1358.
At Fence Outlet, we're proud to be Central Florida's top fencing contractor, and we're celebrating 30 years of framing your family memories. Here's to many more years with you at the center. Thanks for 30 great years. Visit us online at fenceoutlet.com.
Jim Colbert here for FAS Windows and Doors. Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, it's time to replace your single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep the heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. Too much outside noise getting in? Considering replacing older windows and doors with laminated insulated glass, providing as much as 100% improvement. Keep that noise outside where it belongs. Offering rebates of $100 per window and $200 per door. Also offering 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online. Trust the leader, FAS.com.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, to put tax now.
Optima Tax Relief for call 800-968-9022. 800-968-9022. 800-968-9022. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Create the perfect backyard this summer with Tools Ace Hardware. Tools Ace Hardware carries the best brands in outdoor cooking like Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, Uni, Gosney, Rectech, and more. Tools also carries Polywood outdoor furniture made from durable recycled plastic that will last for years and won't fade. Tools has Adirondack chairs, rocking chairs, seating, and dining sets in stock and can special order any item quickly. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or patio furniture purchase $3.99 and up. Tools Ace has 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
That'll be 30 even.
That's 90 points! Sorry, that was a lot. Now that I'm getting 3 times the points on food and fuel with the Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card, I get a little too hyped sometimes.
Cool. Would you like your receipt?
In the bag! Sorry, in the bag, please.
Learn more about the everyday, everywhere Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at JimColbertLive.com.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Text us at 77031. I have this story, but I want to rip through this one and surprise you with it because I have another one that's equally as crazy.
All right.
I say crazy. I mean, it really, in today's world, I don't know how nuts it is. I mean, back if I'd have told you this 7 years ago, you probably would have been like aghast. You'd be like, oh my God. How could they ever? I'm going to tell you the story now. You're like, okay, good. That's fine. Good for them. All right. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here. And
I'm scared.
So is Slick. All right. So we've all been poor, right? We've all been broke.
Yeah.
We've all.
You mean as in past tense?
We've all had those times when we had to really scrape together a few bucks and just have some food. Anything to get us through that next day, to the next paycheck. Man, we've all been there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
What is that one staple that is kind of known globally, especially here in the U.S., as a go-to for people who have only a few dollars for some food?
Ooh, ramen.
Ramen is the answer.
It's what got me through college.
That's right. Cup noodles, right?
Yep.
It's not cup of noodles or cup of noodles. It's just cup noodles. That's it. I used to think there was an of in there. It is not. They're bad at grammar.
Really?
Yeah, it's just cup noodles.
Man, I thought it was cup of noodles for sure.
It's just cup noodles. There is no of. There is no in. There's no nothing. It's just cup noodles.
Costs extra to have to try and print that.
Now, of course, ramen is the noodles. You'd put that hot water in. You'd close that lid. You'd wait like, 2-3 minutes?
Oh, 60 seconds.
Yeah. It would bring the noodles and those freeze-dried vegetables back to life for you, and off you go into your chicken-flavored ramen world.
Except there's no salt in it. They never salt it.
Yeah, but what you... Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Or it's all salt.
Right.
Now, I will tell you, if you have a little chicken or some some other protein, you can drop it right in there, stir it up.
Yeah,
maybe a couple other fresh veggies. That works, by the way. You can actually use these and enhance them to make them a little better.
Which is great because you don't just have to have the freeze-dried vegetables.
That's right.
Now you can literally make...
You can do it. Look, man, I'm telling you.
a delicious ramen dish with that.
If you get creative out there, basically it's ramen
Some
noodles and
scallions.
some chicken powder, guys. That's all it is. A couple freeze-dried carrots and peas and whatnot.
Get you some fresh vegetables, some fresh chicken.
That's right. Just add a little bit to it, and it goes a long way. You can even put a little chicken stock in there instead of water. What?
Oh, yeah. I put
now.
The chicken in there. Sometimes I put the beef sausage in there. You know, I put a little bit of oregano on top of that right there. You know, I fry up an egg, scramble it, put it up in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man. Makes me feel like a chef when I'm done. I feel like I could take on Gordon Ramsay when I'm done with that.
I like that.
I know what we're having for dinner now.
Well, they've made a couple changes. Now, not to their other products. I mean, they're going to leave them the way they are. But they are challenging the American taste bud. And they're introducing a new ramen flavor, and they're asking you to give it a shot and tell them what you think. And let me tell you, think way, way, way out of the box.
Seaweed.
No. Let me hit you with this. Not far enough out of the box.
Octopus Inc.
No.
Snails.
No. How about this? It's not a protein. They're not adding anything like that. Don't even think savory.
Huh.
A limited edition offering, Cup Noodles, is going to provide you with s'mores ramen.
Yuck.
You heard it, peeps. S'mores ramen, a limited edition offering.
Stay that way.
Combines microwavable noodles with a sauce-based flavor of chocolate, marshmallow, and graham crackers, plus additional mini marshmallows to sprinkle on top.
That's not bad.
A sweet, gooey dessert you can prepare in just 5 minutes. Come and get it, guys. It's chocolate noodles.
All right, so let's break it down.
No, let's don't.
It actually doesn't sound that bad.
This is their very first foray into a dessert product at all.
So let me ask you this question, Jim. Do you like marshmallows?
I'm not a big marshmallow guy.
Really?
I will eat them seasonally. I'll have about a s'more a year. Not even a big s'more guy, really.
Okay. Do you like chocolate?
I do love chocolate, though.
Okay. Do you like graham crackers?
I do like graham crackers,
Okay. So I'm just saying, though, it might work out all right. It might be okay.
Now, how much is a normal cup noodle? How much is the normal chicken ramen?
Like when you 75 cents.
Like 75 cents.
Exactly.
This one's going to set you back about $1.18.
Whoa, that's expensive.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
$1.18
for one cup of noodle. Wait, one cup noodle
for 1 cup noodle.
1 cup noodle.
Yeah. It says, I guess this new company is going to try a bunch of stuff with this cup noodle product. S'mores is going to be the I got to tell you, I wonder what they threw to the side to get to this.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know, man. Look. Maybe they should do like a s'more, and on the side, you know, like maybe give you like some organic noodles and stuff like that to make it a little bit more healthy. It sounds like to me it might taste good, but it sounds very unhealthy to put all those together.
Well, I gotta tell you, buddy,
the sodium content alone with a normal cup noodle would be.
There's enough salt in here to kill you and 4 of your closest friends. Now, Nissen Foods is the company that owns this, and this woman who, Priscilla Stanton, she's the VP of marketing, says, now they've done this before with other previous offerings from cup noodles. To expand beyond the, quote, pantry staple, they've tried lineups for pumpkin spice, everything bagel, and even a breakfast ramen, which include maple syrup, pancakes, sausage, and eggs in a cup.
Huh.
So it says you can eat them all day long. So they're figuring, hey, if you can eat ramen all day long, let's make something that fits every single meal break, whether it be breakfast, dessert, dinner, whatever the case may be. So there you go. Pick up your s'mores ramen.
Yum. Cup of noodles. That says everything, doesn't it? Yum, yum, yum.
And they're like this, and they were like, this is the. It's so funny how they compare themselves to other companies. They're like, well, other companies have done this, Oreo, Pop-Tarts, Goldfish, companies that make desserts.
Right. Like, Why change a classic? Like, it works already.
Well, they're going to give it a shot. They think it's going to be here to stay, though. The test market actually shows that people are kind of digging it. I wonder if it's just like a trendy thing, like one of these things where you hit social media and everybody's like, oh, you got to try the s'mores ramen.
Kind of like the pickle Dr. Pepper.
Exactly. And then, of course, 3 days later, nobody wants it. You know. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us easily at 77031. Do you know what the word... Have you ever heard of the term sober curious?
I think so.
There's a new movement out there, and I love these new movements. They're always fun. They last about 3 or 4 weeks, and we can talk about them for a few minutes. But I read about this one today, and it's actually pretty darn interesting. I'll tell you about sober curious next.
Real Radio has your chance to win a trip to see the Eagles perform at the Sphere in Las Vegas, courtesy of Live Nation. Just listen to Real Radio 104.1 on our free iHeartRadio app to qualify to win.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Drivers can expect slow traffic this afternoon on I-4 in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a crash causing some delays on 192 at World Drive. Another crash reported northbound on the Greenway, partially blocking the exit ramp to Aloma Avenue. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Guys, the Family 4-Pack is back. Florida residents save with this exclusive offer featuring discounted tickets for a party of 4 to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You can discover something real this summer. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. That's the only place where you can actually meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, stand nose to nose with the actual Space Shuttle Atlantis, which is an amazing experience, by the way. And this would be a great weekend to do it. You're celebrating America, man. There's nothing more America than the Atlantis. That thing is incredible. Launching a bold new territory this summer at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You can do that at a down-to-earth price, of course. Calling all space explorers, you can come face-to-face with real space and cutting-edge innovations of space exploration from NASA. That's right. Explore more. Grab your family passes today. Do that at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm David. I'm an attorney. When my wife was seriously injured in a car accident, we called attorney Glenn Klausman. He met with her at the hospital and again at the rehab facility. Glenn Klausman genuinely cared about my wife's injuries and spent time with us to understand all the ways her injuries affected her. Because we chose attorney Glenn Klausman, my wife received an extremely fair settlement, and Glenn Klausman helped us receive as much money as possible by getting the medical bills reduced. I highly recommend Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman at KLAUSMANlaw.com.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
You met with the stable boy despite your father's orders. He hoisted you onto the saddle and you wrapped your arms around him, embracing his silent strength. He lay you down amongst the wildflowers. You experienced love like never before while you were buying dish soap. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover heart-stopping romance titles on Audible.
iHeartRadio and the House of Blues proudly present the ultimate 80s cover band, the Molly Ringwalds, with special guests, the Spasmatics. Come and party like it's 1980-something with all the songs that we love. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to BikersWinOrlando.com. That's BikersWinOrlando.com. Enter today at BikersWinOrlando.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Buy one, get 2 free at PyroSpot Fireworks. PyroSpot has Florida's largest selection of buy one, get 2 free fireworks with prices that blow the competition away. Visit our locations in Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just 10 miles north of downtown Orlando. Visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. We appreciate that very much. Hope you had a good day at work on this 4th of July week. A lot of plans out there, a lot of people moving around. Deb said earlier in the show during Woke News that it is going to be a madhouse out there today as people travel around.
Oh.
Tens of millions of people on the road this holiday weekend.
71 million Americans, 4.5 million of those Floridians.
Yep. And I would think that Thursday is the absolute optimum day for travel when the 4th of July falls on a Thursday, because most people won't make you bring that Friday in.
Right.
You know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this is an easy 4-day weekend for Americans, so they are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they are.
That is for sure. All right,
see them on the roads with you.
welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Oh, wave hi.
Slick in for Jack today, who
What up?
called in drunk.
He sure did.
This guy. It's unbelievable.
He sure did.
Unbelievable, this guy. All right, so, Slick, do you drink? I can't remember.
I do not. I'm sorry.
You do not drink?
No.
No alcohol. Have you ever?
I think I tasted like some Baileys like years ago, and I was like, okay, this is not for me.
Yeah. Hey, what was the decision? Was it a decision? Did you have a moment in your life where you saw somebody maybe ruin their life with alcohol, or you just never had the taste for it?
Yeah, my dad was like a raging alcoholic.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Which is interesting because, you know, he's highly educated. He was a college professor, real smart guy, but when he got liquor in his system, like he mistreated my mom so bad that I was like, I'm never doing that.
Yeah, it changes people. You know, it's the same reason that Donald Trump is straight edge. He doesn't drink or do anything like that because he watched his brother Fred drink himself to death, basically.
Oh, wow.
So he doesn't. And his dad, I guess, also was a bit of a consumer, but his brother, I believe, is the one that he really kind of he boils that decision down on that. And I think a lot of people that I meet that do not consume alcohol, it's either because they had a problem with it themselves and could not stop, or they saw somebody else destroy their life, whether it be a brother, a mom, sister, whatever the case may be, and they just learned that lesson to not get to that point in their lives. And Deb, I know that you consume a little bit.
Hell yes.
I have to tell you, you know, I'm telling you, I said this last week, I've kind of lost my taste a little bit for alcohol.
Good. I'm going to remind you that on Wednesday when we're in Mount Dora. Jimmy.
Wednesday's the only day I'm cool with it.
Okay.
No, but I mean, look, I will still have drinks. There's no question about it. But what I'm saying is I used to be able to go to a party and drink like 6, 7, 8 beers in an hour and a half, an hour, no problem whatsoever. A drink. Ooh. I just don't have that power anymore. Like, I'll give you an idea. I had a beer this weekend, and then I was like, well, I'm going to have another one. You know, I'm going to have another beer. I was drinking Modelo Negra, right? That dark Modelo. I think I drank 4 sips of the other one. And he's like, yeah, okay. You know, I don't need more. The reason I bring this up is because this sober curious moment is actually, or this movement is actually kind of interesting. Now, if I were to say, what is sober curious, what would your first inclination be? What's your first idea of what that means?
Somebody giving up alcohol.
Give me a little bit more context.
For a 6-month to 12-month period.
That's a great guess. Slick, what do you think? When I say sober curious, what does that mean to you?
I would think the same thing, like somebody who just wants to see how they can function without it. I saw somebody once go through, like, you know, he smoked weed every day, and he was wondering, Like, what if I just stopped doing that? How productive would I be? So he stopped for like 3 months to see if he could get a whole bunch of stuff done, and he actually did.
Yeah. That will slow you down. We will slow you down. Well, according to NCS Solutions, which is a consumer sentiment survey, they did it in January, drinking culture in the U.S. is changing. More than 40% of Americans said they wanted to drink less this year. About 84% of people still feel that drinking is a big part of America's culture, which is down 9% from 2023. In a Gallup poll, they also found that generationally, people are changing their drinking habits. Like boomers had to slightly increase their drinking habits, right? But only 42% of millennials claim to drink. And for Gen Z, it's even lower. Only 21% of Gen Zs polled said they consume alcohol regularly. Now, the first thing I thought was that can be part of the marijuana movement as well, whereas you don't want to drink, get it on your breath, have that in your, eating half an edible kind of gives you the same idea, maybe drinking a couple drinks. Maybe it's because of that. But this sober curious isn't really that at all. What it is this. Slick actually kind of nailed it a little bit. Sober curious is this. When you go to the bar, let's say you go to a party, you come over to my house, I'm having a 4th of July party, right? You come over to the house. Would you say culturally that is a situation where you feel obligated to have a drink?
No.
You wouldn't feel that way?
No.
So I would. If I went to somebody's house and it was a party and everybody was having a good time, I would feel kind of obligated to have a couple drinks, or I would feel like it would be odd if I didn't. Plus, the environment sets up that place where you have a couple drinks.
Well, yeah, most people drink socially.
Yeah, exactly. But at your party, you usually provide enough cups and ice and whatever that if I just got myself a Coke, no one would know.
No one would know. You're right, and we do that. But what they're saying, sober curious, is this. It's exactly that. It's going to scenarios where alcohol is a cultural expectation and then not having it. In other words, testing your will, like your buddy did with weed, to do things that don't have alcohol involved. Or go out to dinner, and instead of having a glass of wine or two or a beer or a cocktail, don't drink at dinner. If you go to a party or a buddy's house or a graduation party or maybe a sporting event, don't drink alcohol there. The sober curious is this. It's wondering if I can still have fun at events that I've normally had a little buzz at without having that buzz. Kind of like your buddy said, I wonder if I can be productive if I don't smoke weed. Turns out in 3 months, super productive. Well, that's exactly what people are going through right now with alcohol. And I have to tell you, I fall into this, by the way. I fall into this thing where I feel obligated to drink at certain places. And not because there's peer pressure, because I don't believe in peer pressure. It doesn't really affect me like that. But I just feel like I'm in that area. Maybe it is peer pressure. Who knows? But if I feel like if I went to Judson's to see a band, right? Judson's over there at the Dr. Phillips Center. It's basically a listening room. That's what you go for. Sip a nice bourbon, enjoy some beautiful music. And if you went in there and had like lemonade, you would feel maybe that wouldn't be the same experience, because after that second bourbon, I'm really vibing with this blues guitar player. If you feel me, I'm really getting into this, right? Yeah, I'm really feeling the blues now. What they're saying is people want to experience those things without the influence of alcohol to see if they really do love it as much.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
Idea.
I like that.
And that's exactly what they're doing. It says the reflection could lead to less drinking, and they want to kind of omit the role that alcohol plays culturally in their life. Like normally they would go to somewhere and they would have drinks, or they would go to a party. Like this Wednesday is going to be a perfect example. It's the 3rd of July. We're throwing a gigantic party in downtown Mount Dora. You can drink on the streets there. Think about if you were sober curious, you think to yourself, wow, I'm going to go to this festival-like event that has alcohol everywhere from all these vendors, and I'm just going to go down there, enjoy the people. I'm going to have some sodas. I'm going to just have a good time down there celebrating our freedom and living in the United States. That's what sober curious is.
Have fun.
Yeah. I am not going to be sober curious.
Can you really?
Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, can you really celebrate? Now, I don't drink, I know, but can you really celebrate the 4th of July without beer? Because beer seems so American to me.
But that's exactly what they're talking about. They're talking about that very thing. You think about this. Like, I love to gamble. I love playing poker. It is truly one of my passions. And one of the things I love to do while playing poker is sipping a cocktail of some sort. But when I want to go and play serious and really try to win money rather than just kind of have fun and sit around for 5 or 6 hours doing nothing, not be bothered just wrecking through my phone and playing cards, I will have a couple drinks. But if I'm going in and I'm trying to focus and really figure out what I'm doing and really try to win dough, I don't drink. Because even that one drink will kind of set you off a little bit. But I love doing it because that atmosphere is all about maybe having a couple cocktails, playing cards with the boys.
Is there anything that you can do that you almost must drink to do it?
Oh, God. The only thing I can think of is marriage.
Way to set him up for that answer, Slick.
Please don't be listening. No, I'm joking, honey.
Ding! There's that text.
Oh, yeah. No, man. Honestly,
Not sports.
Let me hit you with a crazy one. I'll hit you with a crazy one. I actually don't like to drink when I play golf. I don't, and because I'm a pretty good player. So when I'm out there, I'm trying to challenge myself to shoot the best score I can shoot every single time. I've worked a long 35 years to get good at this game. I ain't about to screw it up with a couple of tall boys. It's not that important to me. But if I go bowling, bro, let me tell you.
Well, I think that is. I think that's a required beverage at bowling is beer.
I'm going to hurt the bowling alley because they will sell you a pitcher of beer for $4.50.
Yeah, that's
and I will drink said pitcher of beer for $4.50. I mean, I will put that. Oh, I almost said a bad word there.
Nope.
I will put that thing in a koozie and drink it like it's my cup. I have no problem with it. Bowling is built for drinking. That's a great question, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Boating.
That's true.
Boating.
Yeah.
How could you go out on a pontoon boat without having some beers or, like Deb says, that mango neutral?
Yeah.
Or pineapple.
Watermelon
Oh,
neutral.
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
So refreshing.
I would think most people would think like golf. I think most sporting events, people would think when you go to a ball game, football game, man, you got to have a beer and a hot dog or a beer and a pretzel or some corn.
Depends on how hot it is, though.
Really?
I think so.
You can't drink when it's cold?
When it's hot.
Oh, you can't drink when it's real hot?
When it's real hot out.
Really?
Yeah, if like you're going to be sitting in the sun for any length of time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like we went to to Long and Scott Farm this weekend because our friends were having like a barbecue picnic.
Yeah.
And open bar.
How was that?
Moss Mountain Moonshine. It explains how I ended up with 2 fish tanks this weekend, Jimmy. That's what it is. It explains how I ended up with 2 fish tanks. I had enough Moss Mountain Moonshine and a bleeding heart for those poor little beta fish. Next thing you know, don't drink moonshine and then go to PetSmart.
That's a new one, right? What'd you do this weekend? Moonshine, PetSmart. What'd you wind up with? 2 hedgehogs, 2 fish, and an old cat.
6'8" guy on the texting service says that he's a better pool player when he drinks.
Oh, that's another good one.
Can Jam.
Jam is another good one. God.
Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, then
what about horseshoe? Not
cornhole.
Well, yeah, cornhole. That's what I meant.
Cornhole.
That's the one.
Can I tell you? I think you have to take your picture in that with a beer.
Yeah.
Do they even let you play if you're not drinking? Going to concerts? I got to tell you, I could go to a concert without a beer or without drinking.
Oh, yeah.
I could easily go to a show and not have a beer. Matter of fact, most of the Dr. Phillips shows we go to, we may have one in it front. My wife will get a glass of wine or something. But for the most part, I mean, we've stopped doing that occasionally. Because it's so damn expensive.
Well, yeah, that too.
Holy ass.
Someone said they're also going to be very beer curious on Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be beer curious, too. That's going to be my big challenge that day, is staying sober until we get on the air. It's going to be Jack's responsibility, by the way. Jack, I'm calling you out right now. It's your job to keep me sober before we get on the air Wednesday.
Good luck with that.
And you're going to know about minute 3 whether or not we were able to do that or not. This place is literally, well, I can't say that. All right, 407-916-1041. Of course, you can always text us at 77031.
What about grilling out? I can't grill out with a few.
That's the thing is, like all the throwing darts, like all the bar games and stuff. You would feel weird. Like I would feel weird bowling, drinking iced tea.
Well, they're called bar games.
I know.
That's kind of like your first hint.
Good point.
Bar games.
Fishing.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, man.
You know what? Come to think about it, man. What can't you do without drinking?
Church.
There's just like, oh well, yeah.
There you go, and they give it to you there.
Yeah, exactly. They give you the wine,
depending on the game.
A little bit of a bread.
That's right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they started giving that wine out. I was like, Mom, I really love God. We get up there and love him a whole bunch, about 4 in these.
It's a sip, Jimmy.
Keep your cracker, buddy. I'll just take that juice. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Stay right there, please.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic is backed up on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits. Looking at a disabled vehicle blocking the westbound right lane on Lake Mary Boulevard at Heathrow Boulevard. Another disabled vehicle reported westbound on Lake Mary closer to I-4. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by DellAir.com. Feel the Dell Air difference. Let Dell Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit DellAir.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
This July, celebrate America's independence with a fresh view from Renewal by Andersen. Their custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors will enhance the beauty and value of your home and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen uses their unique Fibrex material, which combines both elegance and resilience, offering you double the strength of traditional vinyl. And Renewal by Andersen's beautiful designs offers you a variety of color options, hardware, and more, making them truly your own. Plus, everything is made in the USA in Minnesota. Right now, buy any 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit rbafla.com to schedule your free consultation today. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Celebrate freedom and comfort with Renewal by Andersen, official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
A weekend full of superstar performances.
Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. That's AXS.com.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Kia Center August 3rd and 4th. Brought to you by BKT Tires, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
If you are ready to start looking for a new home or refinance the one you're in, then you need Brad Siebert at wearenotthebanks.com. He has loans for all types of buyers, whether you have good credit or even bumps in your credit. And they deal with all types of loans, VA, conventional, even jumbo loans, and no income documentation loans. I trust wearenotthebanks.com to handle my mortgage loans, so should you. Just go to wearenotthebanks.com and get started. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. Call A1 Garage Door Service today.
A1 from day one.
2 guys, 5 rings. Yes. One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app. Search 2 Guys, 5 Rings and start listening.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0% financing for 12 months on any Fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Worried about buying or selling your home? Don't be. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty does real estate differently, with buying and selling solutions faster than you could say, more tape? Nationally ranked and locally loved, TNG sells homes 2 times faster for an average of over 20,000 more. So ditch the stress ball. Check out the Nickley Group's over 3,000 5-star reviews. Get a guaranteed cash offer for your home today. Visit thenickley.com.
We love to celebrate the 4th of July with family, friends, food, and fireworks. Please be safe this Independence Day weekend and don't drink and drive. From your friends at iHeartMedia and Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Want to add a cool twist to your next special event or get-together? Cater with Jeremiah's Italian Ice. Treat your team to a cool bash they won't forget. Visit jeremiahsice.com now to find your nearest location and get the party started at jeremiahsice.com. That's jeremiahsice.com.
iHeartRadio is the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. It's the only way to listen to exclusive NBC play-by-play action of Team USA, plus NBC's top Olympic moments, original Summer Games podcasts, and live hourly updates from the games in Paris on the iHeart app and right here on this station. Be sure you have the free iHeart app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
iHeartRadio. We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that, guys. Hope you had a good Monday at work. Drive safe all the way home. It's hot.
It is hot.
I don't think we're going to get much rain here in Central Florida today.
It's a late start to the storm, so look for them to fire up like about 7, 8 o'clock tonight rather than...
You'll be home safe by then.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, it won't rain in Mount Dora anyway. Don't worry about it.
Pick up a couple of those s'mores ramen on your way home for dinner. Make everybody happy. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Yo.
Slick is as well.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. Nothing at all. I got a question to ask you specifically. I just saw this story today, and I honestly pulled this before I even knew that you were going to be here. And now that you're here, maybe you can help us out a little bit.
Okay.
So this past weekend was the BET, the 2024 BET Awards. That's Black Entertainment Television. And these things have been fun over the years. I mean, there have been some very interesting BET Awards out there, right? And I know that this weekend Usher got the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Correct.
He got very emotional on stage. You said he called some people out as well, right?
Yeah, he was kind of going off, and I guess he had to get censored like quite a few times. So nobody's actually seen the actual speech.
Yeah, they bleeped him up a bunch?
Yeah, he was like cussing like a sailor. He was going off on absentee fathers, which I ain't mad at.
Yeah.
But, you know, he really got emotional about it. And I would imagine, like, if you're that successful and you've been doing this since you were a kid and you didn't have that, you know, that father's guiding hand, it would be emotional for you to make it to this point in your career.
And especially if that one guiding hand you did get was Diddy's.
Oh.
Right, and he guided you right into that bedroom. And then guided you right over to... Anyway. So, there was
Kelly's pee bucket.
Right, exactly, meet my Uncle Kelly. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's not it. Thanks for the laugh, though. I appreciate that. They did an in memoriam segment on the BET Awards, much like you would do with the Oscars, the Academy Awards,
right.
Whatever the case may be. They did an in memoriam. Now, who do you think they could put up there in memoriam that would stir up a little bit of trouble?
Drake.
No. No. Oh, that's funny. That's at Kendrick's memoriam.
Oh, I saw this.
Okay, so don't say anything. Deb, who do you think it would be? And people, they didn't. The funny thing is like, the reason I bring this up is because, as far as achievements go, this person definitely had a bunch of achievements. There was one achievement he had that was not good, though.
Bill Cosby.
OJ.
I see. Right, in memoriam.
I see your Cosby and raise you OJ. Of course, he was acquitted for his 1994 murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman. Later convicted of armed robbery and then from there on, my man had an interesting path. Of course, he was sued civilly, found responsible, hit him for $33.5 million. I don't know how much of that he ever paid.
Be kind. A man did spend the rest of his life looking for the killer on America's golf courses.
Yeah, sure he did. Right?
He did.
Now, Tia Mowry, right? She was the one who was doing the introduction. She introduced the in memoriam. as a tribute to, quote, the black excellence that we unfortunately lost this year. And then in that mix, OJ's picture came up.
And she said, oh, hell no.
No, she did not. Now, how do you think they listed him? It said OJ Simpson and then what?
I'm going to say actor and then, or athlete and then actor.
Do you know what it said?
I don't remember that part.
Former NFL player. That's all it said.
Oh,
former
wow.
NFL player.
Not
Now,
even Hall of Famer.
Not even Hall of Famer.
Double killer.
Not actor, not voiceover, not spokesperson. None of the things up until 1994 that OJ was a superstar to everybody. I mean, this is one of the guys that like broke that race barrier for people to be like, yeah, we love OJ. We love OJ in the airport. We love OJ everywhere. We love OJ. But when that happened and it was just kind of overwhelming, even though acquitted, I think, they don't releases that book. What are you supposed to do? What do you mean if I did it? Yeah, dude, we know you did it. I mean, all the evidence points that you did it. You just had a really good attorney at that time.
And you were just famous enough, just like Casey Anthony.
Exactly. Now, it doesn't have to be OJ. It could be anybody, But, I mean, if you're in an in memoriam, like if they did an in memoriam when Woody Allen dies, do you think the Oscars is going to put Woody Allen's picture up there if he dies? I mean, this guy had a massive impact
of course they will.
On movie making. But, I mean, his legacy, personally isn't real good.
Yeah, it's tainted. And that's the thing, too. Like, when OJ got acquitted, most of the people in this audience were happy about it.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
You know what I'm saying? So now to see that he's lost his life, to see you now do a complete 180 is kind of weird to me. It's a weird flex.
It is weird because I have to tell you, even major cultural leaders in the black entertainment community, Dave Chappelle and other guys like that, issued him. They did not they weren't like, free OJ. It was not like that. They were like, oh, that blanker did it. He did it. Yeah, I mean, and they were like uncool about it. Like, matter of fact, Dave Chappelle tells a story about being at a party and OJ came over for a picture and he said, not today, Juice. that ain't happening. He says, I'm going through this stuff I'm going through my own stuff right now. That's when he was down on the trans people, and they were giving him hell about that. Yeah. He was being canceled by trans and the homosexual community. He was being canceled there, and then he sees he's not today player. I got a little too much on my plate.
Exactly.
I don't know if I can survive a picture with you.
Don't make it any worse.
But I just again, when you look at this, I mean, do you look at people's achievements? I mean, OJ did achieve a lot. As a person, he did achieve a lot. He did kill allegedly, he did kill two people. But in that same sense, up until that point, this guy was
such a good running back,
a superstar, movie star, spokesperson, sports commentator. Superstar, all time, all world. When you look at that dude's stats, the first 4 years he was with the Bills, it is game show stuff. It's unbelievable.
But the thing about it is people are always going to remember you for the worst thing that you've ever done.
Sure, yeah. You cannot marry your stepdaughter.
Right. Like, exactly. Like, nobody's going to, when you think OJ, nobody's going to think the Naked Gun.
Right.
They're going to think about the naked knife.
Yeah.
But they're not going to think about the Naked Gun. So, unfortunately, that's why I say this to my kids all the time. Beware of the decisions that you make. Make good decisions, because when you do make a mistake, people are not going to remember all the great things that you did. They're only going to remember the bad stuff.
Right. You're 100% right. Sure, I understand. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Who's that?
Wait, what?
All right, very good.
Whose phone was that?
I don't know, but it understands whoever it is. The robot takeover has begun. They understand.
Yeah, no, it's not creepy at all. Don't worry about that. Nothing to see here.
But I mean, do you think when Bill Cosby passes away, that the BET Awards are going to put him up there in memoriam and say actor, writer, comedian?
I think the main media, I think the entertainment world in general is going to remind us of who he was before we found out who he is.
Right.
And also the hip hop community, they've been against Bill Cosby ever since he was telling them like to pull up your pants, and he was real judgmental about all that stuff. Like, it's kind of a mixed bag with him. Like me as a hip hop person, I respect Bill Cosby and everything he accomplished, but then you got all the women that came forth and accused him of that stuff, and then
all like 50 of them or something, right?
Yeah.
It was like a lot of people.
And he fell hard because he put himself up on a very high pedestal.
Sure, right, yeah.
So
it made him even a bigger hypocrite, right? I mean, if this guy kind of slinked around and you found out maybe he did some squirrely stuff with 50 people, you're like, oh, that's just Cosby.
Yes.
Lock him up or do whatever. But, this was America's dad.
Exactly.
America's uncle, whatever.
And then to find out that, he's saying, yeah, come over. We'll go over the script for this project we're working on. The next thing you know, you take a sip of a soda and you're waking up 3 days later.
Right,
You wouldn't think someone of that caliber would have to take away your consent before. I mean, if he's Bill Cosby, just use your name.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, why would you even do this? Most of these women would have thrown themselves at your feet anyway. You don't need to roofie them and then hand them a pack of wet wipes afterwards.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. I never understood, but it's a power thing. Yeah, rape has nothing, nothing to do with sex, but, rape obviously is a power move.
Yep.
It is you inflicting your will onto someone else. Beyond theirs.
So you can see where someone who is at that time was considered America's dad.
Right.
I mean, he was one of the biggest comedians. Have you ever seen another Jell-O commercial on the air since then?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I have.
I haven't seen a single Jell-O pudding pop commercial in the years since. I mean, it's almost.
My man wrecked it for Jell-O.
He wrecked it for Jell-O like Jared wrecked it for Subway.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's a fact.
That is a fact.
That's a nasty freak. There,
let's go to the obvious one. Do you think that when Weinstein dies, that year the Academy Awards? I mean, this is a guy who produced a whole bunch of Academy Award winning movies. Do you think that they will say in memoriam Harvey Weinstein, producer, director, or producer?
I don't even know if he'll make that video. I don't even know if he'll be on it.
I was just about to say, I could see where Cosby was only because he was the front man. He was on the screens.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Harvey Weinstein is more of a behind the scenes, like if you're a Hollywood player,
Yeah.
I don't think the American public would I could see Slick saying that. I mean, because keep in mind, Farrah Fawcett died the same day as Michael Jackson. And
right, yeah.
There was, I believe, that Oscar memoriam, and her name wasn't even mentioned because she was a television actress. She was Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
Every boy had that poster on his bedroom wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
don't look at me.
In my bedroom, you mean shower wall.
Hopefully. Help your mom out.
Don't worry. It was laminated. I made sure of that.
All the angels were great. All of them.
Yeah, they were. I don't even think she was the best looking one.
Yeah, all of them were great.
You know, I thought was it Kate?
Yeah.
What was her last name? The actress Kate what? I thought she was the best looking one.
Wait, Jacqueline Smith was one too, right?
Jacqueline Smith, that's the one. Maybe
there it is.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh man,
she was badass. Holy ass.
Simmer down over there.
So good. Yeah? What do you mean simmer down?
That's what I'm saying.
Good looking woman, man.
How long is the next commercial break? I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, stop. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us easily at 77031. Who's the most? Outside of those obvious ones, the thing is, OJ killed people and still made the list.
I know.
Excuse me, allegedly killed people and still made the list. Woody Allen. Somebody just texted a minute ago and said Woody Allen didn't break any laws. You can marry your stepdaughter if you want in this country. Well, but culturally, it's a bad move.
It's a bad look.
You ain't gonna get nobody at your birthday party doing that.
Yeah, it's a bad look.
It's like Elon Musk's dad.
Yeah, but you know what? Yes, exactly.
Having 2 children with his stepdaughter.
Morgan Freeman's got some of this in his past. You guys know that?
No.
Morgan Freeman's got some weird, kind of odd familial relationships in his world that I thought was kind of bizarre. Oh, but he's going to be on the list.
Yeah, but you can't
keep him off.
You can't hold it against Morgan Freeman. He was born 67 years old. Okay,
as God,
right? So he was an adult when he got here.
Yeah, he was.
Just leave that man alone.
Dude was born with a white beard. That's great.
You are not lying, though.
Yeah,
you are not lying.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, 407-916-1041. But man, if they're going to blank out Weinstein, and he didn't kill anybody, the thing is with Weinstein, too, look, here's the thing. When that thing first went down, one of the first arguments I heard was, he was forceful. The people who were in that situation kind of knew the game. Now, this is not me saying this. Obviously, I do not believe this. It's pretty obvious this guy was a horrible human being who forced his position onto young women to get their sexual favors for roles in Hollywood to possibly, quote, make it and be a star. That's the story as old as Hollywood is old.
Exactly.
100%. And a lot of people thought that. A lot of people thought, well, is he being victimized? Because these women came in, they wanted that stardom. That was the cost for it. Of course, you can't do that. And I understand that. But, 2 people were playing that same game until, of course, you heard some of those other stories of saying he wasn't really asking. That's the problem.
It's interesting, too, because there's this Time magazine article that I just pulled to read. that said hip hop needs a hashtag Me Too reckoning, saying that the Casey Ventura is not the first survivor of hip hop's abuse.
Oh, Cassie, yeah.
Or Cassie,
Yeah.
sorry, Cassie Ventura.
Well, I think isn't that one of the parts of that culture, that community that they really have battled with for years, is how they treat women and how they talk about women?
As a woman, I love hip hop and rap, but sometimes it's hard to sing along with the lyrics.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, I did this thing for the Tom Joyner Foundation last week. It was kind of like an end of school thing at the Preparatory Academy in St. Pete. And, I'm playing for people from, let's say, 3rd grade to about 7th grade.
Okay.
Right? And one of my biggest problems doing this was I looked at the coordinator and I told her, I was like, my issue is even my clean music isn't clean enough.
Right.
Like the lyrics, and they know all the words, and it's the clean version. So when they blank out the bad words, the kids are literally singing it at the top of their lungs.
Because they've watched it on YouTube. They've gone around all of those.
Wow. It's uncomfortable.
It's got to be crazy because, I mean, even like you and I were joking about when the Beat had their birthday party and Boss Man D-Lo was coming into town. I like listening to that beat. Would I want to hear my son or daughter sing that?
Yeah.
Or like the baby when he talks about, smacking.
Right. Or watching you listen to it and get into it. Like, you imagine watching your kids watch you listen to a song like that, and even though you can enjoy it privately, if they see you like really getting into it, you're like, what's that all about?
Right, exactly.
That's what's interesting too. I don't even know what you can do in hip hop to get canceled. Nothing. Like, I don't even know what you can do because.
Can't be gay.
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't think so? I thought the hip hop community also had a hard time with that as well.
I mean, at one point, but they also had a hard time with snitching, and they don't care about that anymore either.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea that was blown.
Yeah, that's done. I mean, Gunna is out here. He's got the greatest career going on, and it's allegedly he snitched on Young Thug, which is why he's still in custody.
Right.
So that he could get out of jail.
Right.
Then you got Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh, yeah.
Who did a whole lot of snitching.
Oh, yeah, that's all he
and
did.
And that's Tekashi behind bars for 6ix9ine.
Yeah. I can't believe that dude's still with us, to be honest with you.
No, seriously, that's very surprising.
Yeah.
Again, it's I don't know. When my daughter was playing volleyball for Lake Howell High School, with our resources and stuff, they asked me if I would read the lineups and do some, production stuff for them to make their program look good, right?
Thank you for bringing that up. I need to get that song back in my playlist again.
Yeah, for sure. So I told I said, hey, KK, my daughter, I said, tell Coach that I'll be glad to do the announcements for him. Nobody likes doing it. I said, I can do it. I'll do a good job for you. It'll sound good. We'll do some production value. And she says, great. Hey, look. We want to get some songs for when we run out. Much like the football team, as they run out and they break through that paper thing and they go off and play, the high school volleyball teams do the same thing. As they come out, they have music and they come out and they run around the gym, then they form their practice positions and they start going through their pregame warm up and stuff. And of course, you're talking about 15-year-old girls and what's on the air for 15-year-old girls. And they said, Dad, here are the songs. We put them on a CD. And that way you can mix them up and everything like that. And I go, no problem whatsoever. Song 1, what do you think it was?
When was this?
This was in 2014 or 15.
Huh.
He's not going to think hard enough.
Yeah.
2014. I mean,
let me just say, let me see if I can get the first lyric right. One of them was Future chopping or karate.
Oh, yeah, Karate Chop.
Yeah, Karate Chop, which is about cutting up bricks of cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, chopping up bricks of cocaine.
Yeah.
That one. And the other one was Chief Keef, I hate being sober.
Yeah.
That's I hate being sober.
Yeah.
Great tune. Not for 15-year-olds. Running through a gym talking about getting so high that you can't speak. That was the song. And that was where it started.
Oh, wow.
The other 4 songs had the P word and the N word and the F word. And that's all it was.
Yeah. And it's terrible because it's like when I was a kid, I was like, man, I don't want to listen to no clean versions of nothing, man. I wanted curses everywhere. I was like, I want the real hip hop.
And dude, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I really don't know how old you are, but I was there when the whole thing started. We listened to 2 Live Crew, which wasn't really hip hop to me. That was junk. But then you started listening to Ice-T. Then you started listening to all these other guys who were bringing up Too Short and guys like that, where we're talking about the streets. Yeah, they weren't being cool about it. NWA, obviously, I was there at the onset of that stuff, and I loved it because that was a culture I knew nothing about.
Yeah, I'm 48, and I grew up in hip-hop also, especially growing up in Brooklyn. I was in and around hip-hop a lot. But I can still remember the most inappropriate song I had ever heard for the first time.
What year was this?
Might have been like 1984.
So it's not WAP.
Well, 84. No. Was it Two Live Crew?
No.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know if you'll ever guess this because these are... Oh, you did guess it. You did guess it. Treat Her Like a Prostitute. I was maybe
that was
like...
his thing, right?
Yeah, I was like maybe 9 years old, and I heard this song, and I'm telling you, my eyes about popped out of my head. I was so shocked.
My God, dude.
Like, as a kid, you're so shocked. And obviously, a lot of the double entendres I didn't really totally understand, but I knew enough to know what a prostitute was. I knew that. And I was like, this is crazy.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. Load them up, guys. Trivia is next. $50 gift card to our friends over at Pyro Spot Fireworks up for grabs right after this.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man was detained by sheriff's officials and cited after he jumped into an elephant exhibit at the Milwaukee County Zoo, they said.
Do you think the elephants looked at each other and they're like, so are we going to talk about the person in the room?
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Super Bowl champion Alfred Williams. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
It's been over a week since the NBA draft, but before we start criticizing a franchise for its picks, we need to remember that just because your team went against consensus doesn't mean your team flopped. When the Raptors surprised a lot of people when they took Florida State's Scotty Barnes, he turned out to be the Rookie of the Year. Let's not be too quick to judge a team for its selections. When it comes to the NBA draft, there are always a few surprises, and some are pleasant ones. I'm Dan Patrick.
With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are just 50 cents each at Staples. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program. In-store only offer ends 8/24, limit 20. Save big on back to school at Staples.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Time to be a hero. Tell your friends and family about Life Imaging FLA. And if you have a family member that you think could benefit from Life Imaging FLA and their free life scan, you got to get them over there. And there's a reason why. It works. We just had a doctor of 30 years last week tell us on the air that scans like Life Imaging FLA scan saves more lives than anything you could possibly imagine, easily detecting heart issues and plaque that won't show up in normal scans. Get over there. Take care of this because, man, I'm telling you, when you talk about all the people that can die of heart disease, 30%, the very first symptom is sudden death, also confirmed by the doctor. So do not wait. Do exactly what I did. Call Life Imaging FLA right now. Get that free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. Remember, though, it is a $699 value. And it takes no time at all. There are no dyes or injections. You don't have to take your clothes off. This entire thing is only a few minutes. And while you're there, you have to ask about the cancer screening as well. Just pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say that keyword free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make that call today. Make 2024 the year you finally take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeart Media.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind. After 20 years of practicing law and being responsible for thousands of people who've lost their jobs, their financial freedom, and even their lives, I believe when trying to decide on an attorney, you should ask yourself three things. How long have they been in business? Do they have good reviews? And do they actually care? Hopefully you never need us, but if you do, call us at 407-500-JEFF. That's 407-500-5333. Or visit us at whenyouneedus.com. Offices, Orlando.
You scaled the sheer cliff face, battling frostbite, running low on oxygen. The wind pierced your skin, and every inch was agony. You reached heights no other human had before, while getting nowhere at airport security. There's more to imagine when you listen. Discover best-selling action titles on Audible.
That'll be 30 even.
That's 90 points! Sorry, that was a lot. Now that I'm getting 3 times the points on food and fuel with the Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card, I get a little too hyped sometimes.
Cool. Would you like your receipt?
In the bag! Sorry. In the bag, please.
Learn more about the everyday, everywhere Navy Federal More Rewards American Express card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Spectrum Internet has enough speed to handle all your needs, so you can work, game, and stream with speeds up to a gig. Plus, Spectrum's advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security for all your connected devices. Get Spectrum Internet with fast and reliable speeds, starting at just $29.99 a month with a 2-year price guarantee. Visit spectrum.com/internet for you for full details. Offer subject to change, valid for qualified residential customers only. Restrictions apply.
Zero Foxtrot isn't just a brand, it's a way of life. Founded and operated by veterans, Zero Foxtrot's unique apparel and gear echoes the grit of the warrior culture. Zero Foxtrot dedicates itself to producing content, honoring the sacrifices of forgotten heroes of the past, and connecting history to the present. Embark on a journey with Zero Foxtrot today at zerofoxtrot.com. It's not merely our products, it's about the ethos that we embody. Rugged, resilient, and timeless.
Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. Call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. 800-303-3398. 800-303-3398. That's 800-303-3398.
Buy one, get two free at Pyrospot Fireworks. Pyrospot has Florida's largest selection of buy one, get two free fireworks with prices that blow the competition away. Visit our locations in Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just 10 miles north of downtown Orlando. Visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations.
Thank you from Fence Outlet, Central Florida's top fencing company. As we celebrate 30 years in business, we want to thank our customers for their trust and support. We couldn't have reached this milestone without you. Find out more at fenceoutlet.com.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on Demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. We do have 2 lines open for our trivia game. If you want to grab one of those, a lot of people believe that everybody gets stacked up immediately. We do have 2 lines open, which is rare, so grab one. 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hola.
And Slick has the Jackie sack.
All right, baby. Let me tell you what you got today.
All right, hit me.
All right. So if you're ready to get lit for 4th of July, check this out. I got a prize gift certificate from Pyrospot. It's $50, man.
Nice.
You trying to get lit? $50 at Pyrospot.
That's right. A $50 gift card goes a long way there. You gotta remember, it's buy one, get 2 free.
Get
at
2
Pyrospot.
free.
It's ridiculous. The guy's bad at business. He doesn't understand what he's doing. Of course, the prize is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show because he is going to get you a discount. That's how much he cares. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Slick, who goes first today, buddy?
Sure.
All right, first up, we got Jay on line 1.
Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. What about you guys?
Want to play?
Yeah, we're doing great, Jay. Would you like to play a little game with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it for sure. All right, man, here you go. You know what the deal is. I got a question here for you. 4 answers.
All right.
One of these answers is untrue, Jay. It's a lie.
No.
And if you can sniff that one out, I'll send you over to Pyrospot Fireworks with $50 in your hand. Again, which goes a lot of way when you're buying one.
It does.
And getting 2 for free. A seemingly terrible business plan. Are you ready?
For you.
Are you ready, buddy?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. On this day in 1952, actor, director, writer, he was the part of the very first cast of Saturday Night Live. He's a Canadian Ghostbuster.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd is the answer. Very good. Dan Aykroyd born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Dan and 1 lies like us.
Oh.
Spies like... Okay, anyway. Do you know who Dan Aykroyd is, buddy?
I do not.
Okay, very good. Well, this is going to be tough for you. What? Number one. He's younger. It doesn't matter. Yeah, number one. Just take a guess. You may get it right. Doesn't matter. We'll read these either way. He suffers from hectochromia, which is one brown eye and one green eye. Number two, as a child, he was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome and Asperger's, but the symptoms subsided at 14 years old. Number three, Jamie Lee Curtis, who did 3 movies with him, said that he was the best screen kisser who ever had a scene with her. Or lastly, he collects restaurant menus. He's admittedly stolen over 150 menus from restaurants all over the world. Which one of those is a lie?
I'm going to go with the last one, Jim.
And you're going to go. You're a winner.
Yay! No way.
Had no idea who he was and still won the game.
Still won. First
there
guess.
You go, buddy. You are a winner.
Jay. Good job.
Sorry, Nick. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, John. Sorry, Jen. Jay's just better at guessing than you, but that's absolutely true. I'm going to put you on hold. Let me just get you there. Put you on hold there. That way you can be quiet.
Wow.
Yeah, he does suffer from hectochromia, which is one brown eye or 2 different color eyes.
Right.
He has a brown and a green.
Can you imagine Dan Aykroyd with Tourette's?
Yeah. And oh my God, I've met him. I got to meet him one time when they were opening the House of Blues, and when he was doing his vodka, the Crystal Head vodka, he was rolling out. And we were one of the first people he went. He brought us all a bottle of it, which is like $100 a bottle.
Nice.
And signed it, and mine got stolen.
What?
Why?
Yeah, my bottle of Dan Aykroyd vodka got stolen, which is crazy because I mean the vodka was good, very creamy, but I wanted the bottle more than anything.
Yeah, of course,
and
with
his
the signature.
As a child, he was diagnosed with Tourette's and Asperger's, but the symptoms did subside at 14 years old.
Wow.
And you can see a little of that. He's a little ticky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a little ticky. He's an interesting guy. When you meet him, he's a little jerky, and he's bigger than you think. He's like 6'1".
Whoa.
Oh. So he's way bigger than you think. When you meet a lot of people from Hollywood, they're not that big. We've been lucky enough to meet a bunch of people, and Aykroyd was one of the bigger dudes. He was doing that Blues Brothers thing as well with John Goodman at the time.
That's right.
Jamie Lee Curtis, who did 3 movies with Dan Aykroyd, called him the best screen kisser she ever had a scene with.
Wow.
Yeah, she was, what was it, Trading Places?
My favorite.
True Lies or something like that. And then there was one more, a movie I did not recognize they did together, and they had to kiss as well. And then lastly here, he does not collect restaurant menus, but he does collect something that's unique. It's police badges.
Really?
Yeah, he collects police badges. He's obsessed with like police and policing and stuff. He's also obsessed with the paranormal as well. He wrote the movie Ghostbusters as a tribute to his family's belief in astrology, mediumship, and spiritualism. His whole family, 4 generations of Aykroyds have been into this kind of this weird plane of existence. You know, that whole paranormal phenomenon kind of thing. While writing Ghostbusters, he referred to the slime ghost as John Belushi because it reminded him of his pal John. They were very close. It destroyed Dan when John, died from
a drug overdose.
Yeah, it really did. It tore him apart because they were such good friends. He tried. I remember reading a little bit about him. He tried to really mentor him to keep him square because Dan really never was that guy. They did party, but it wasn't like John Belushi. And then lastly here, he's the first male former SNL cast member to be nominated for an Academy Award.
Nice.
Wow.
And that would have been, I believe, Driving Miss Daisy. Or was it Driving Miss Daisy? No, it wasn't Driving Miss Daisy. There was a movie that he was a driver for either a man or a woman, and I believe that's the movie that got him the Academy Award or nominated for the Academy Award.
Really?
Yeah. And let me tell you, this guy is a prolific writer. I mean, he wrote Ghostbusters. He wrote Blues Brothers.
I thought Harold Ramis wrote Ghostbusters.
No, he wrote it. And,
okay.
and they tricked it up. It was actually supposed to be out in space and stuff. All those things go through 1,000 rewrites. I think Ramis did rewrite it, at least some.
Right.
But this guy has turned out so much good material. And, of course, all the great stuff he did with SNL as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Very interesting dude. I think he still does a podcast about the paranormal to this day.
Oh, wow.
It is Driving Miss Daisy.
It is. It is. He was the son.
Yes.
Yeah, he was her son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Have you ever seen it? Oh,
No.
my God, dude. You want to see a great movie. Also, that one and the one with, is it Mahershala?
Oh, yeah.
Where he's the jazz musician.
Yes.
Traveling through the South, and they wouldn't let him stay. And it's called The Green Book.
The Green Book,
Right,
yeah.
and they wouldn't let him stay at the hotels. I just saw a clip from that movie the other day, and it gave me goosebumps again.
Yeah.
That dude murders that
Yes,
role,
he
by the
did.
way.
You know, he was like a really great college basketball player.
Was
too,
he
right?
really?
Yes.
Is it Mahershala Ali, right?
Yes. I believe he played, don't quote me, but I believe he played at St. John's, and he was very good.
Damn, really?
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. I know he's a very talented actor and very intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. The latest viral internet sensation has an offer for you.
Oh, great.
And I'll tell you how you can get involved with her next.
Awesome.
Real Radio takes over Mount Dora. Details at realradio.fm/freedom.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Heavy delays continue for those taking I-4 east and westbound today in the Orlando area. Things are stopped to go between the Beach Line and 535 and between US 27 and Laurel Drive. No problems to report for drivers needing to take the Turnpike or southbound this afternoon. If you see traffic problems, just make sure to call the Alimony Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Caring.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Man, let me tell you something. If you are looking for a new bathroom, don't look any further. It's right there in Altamont Springs at Rebath in Mid-Florida. Yeah, that's right. These guys are going to do you right. They're going to get you a beautiful bathroom that you're going to love from day one. And even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they're going to throw in $800 in extra upgrades. That's right. Maybe your fixtures, maybe your shower door, maybe your tile, maybe your lighting. Bump it up. Get some cool stuff. You can do that at Rebath in Mid-Florida. And here's the great thing about these guys. They're going to do that job in 4 to 6 days with their employees. That means the same team on your job every day until it's done, and then a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. Guys, they have some beautiful stuff over there, including natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors you love. And they even have a design team to take your ideas and bring them to life with their products. You can actually see some of that right there at their showroom, 436 in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. You'll walk in and see some models set up. Those models are just to show you how they can configure their products into beautiful bathrooms that are going to make your house look and feel amazing. Log on to the website, look at those before and afters, see what they've actually done for people in Orlando, then book your appointment. It's Rebath, midfla.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
As America's largest injury firm, we have advantages few others do. Our results and reputation are well known to the other side, and we have a track record of going toe-to-toe with them and winning big. But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your case? I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One of the things we're most proud about is that we set up our firm so that your case gets lots of attention from a lot of people. Our technology and army of lawyers give us insight and oversight into every detail and every moment of your case. Paralegals, legal assistants, investigators, buildings with boxes of evidence. Every resource carefully designed to get you the most possible. And at Morgan & Morgan, we even have a dedicated team to make sure that your calls are returned that very same day. Injured? Dial pound law. That's pound 529. All firms are not the same.
The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803. Don't wait. Call now. 800-506-5803. 800-506-5803.
It's the Marketer's Report.
Today, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, tells us about the advantages the speed of audio production affords their growing tech company.
At Moderna, we have a mindset saying that we pivot fearlessly. And I think with audio, you can pivot fearlessly. You can go where the news is and bringing in content that perhaps you didn't have a few weeks earlier. It's less 6 months in advance or 3 months in advance when you do a TVC. You're able to create really nimble content, which I think in this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynch Studios. Why Kaufman and Lynch? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. The exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics. This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
And, all right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Slick is here as well.
What up, baby?
And I love talking hip-hop with Slick. I love talking hip-hop with Slick. It's so much fun. Yeah, and again, we were generational hip-hop fans. You know, Slick is all hip-hop. I'm like from 82 Grandmaster Flash until like 90 Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Wow.
The golden era.
Yeah. Because if you throw some EPMD on these kids, they're not going to know how to act. they're just not going to act. Oh, man.
I stopped talking to a chick because she said she didn't know who EPMD was.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh, really? Oh, well, you know, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
You got to chill. Man, those old groups are so great. When hip-hop hit, it was so hot. Like, they were throwing everything against the wall. Like, everything trying to get stuff to stick. And then I remember when the women came in the game, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, they came in the game a little bit. It started getting like, man, this is great. I love that entire culture. I was skateboarding that entire time, so all we did was skate and listen to hip-hop. That's all we did for like 2 or 3 years of my life.
And, you know, back then, they didn't really have, like, a television presence, so it was kind of like you didn't really know what anybody looked like.
Until Yo MTV Raps came.
Right.
That's
and
it.
I remember hearing the Beasties for the first time and not knowing that they weren't black.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just not knowing, you know? Like, I mean, same with Third Base. When I first heard Third Base, I had no idea.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you hear the Beastie Boys, and, you know, it was weird when they came because they got so much heat because they were white. And then, of course, there were already established hip-hop acts, and there was kind of this weird pushback on the Beasties. Then the hip-hop community all of a sudden said, hey, you know, they're innovative and very good. I still think to this day, Paul's Boutique is one of the greatest.
Oh, yeah. God, classic.
It is one of the greatest second albums ever, for the record. And I'll tell you something else. It's the biggest break from what made them famous that I've ever seen an artist do. Go from making a License to Ill with all that bass bro music into a funky, borough-powered, New York-powered.
I just commend them for just saying, look, if we want to be great, we just have to be ourselves.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of artists that are successful are the people who are true to themselves.
True.
Eminem, true to himself.
True.
50 Cent, true to himself. You know, like all the artists that just lean into the things that the makeup that makes them are the reasons why they're successful. All the artists that pretend never last long.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because you get sniffed out in that community pretty quick.
Yeah, really.
We were just talking about Rick Ross a little bit.
Yeah. Which really puzzles me. Like, you were a correctional officer. The biggest thing about hip-hop is, you know, we don't really mess with the police. But you see how how the hip-hop community is so forgiving now that it doesn't even matter.
Well, truthfully, I mean, Diddy's a poser. I mean, Diddy got everything written for him. And to be honest with you, a lot of these cats had their stuff written by Jay-Z and a bunch of other guys back in the day they were writing lyrics for other rappers, and now it's kind of out there. But back in the day, that was a big-time no-no. You didn't tell anybody that you weren't writing that stuff. Then you find out, like, Jay-Z wrote half the damn hits that you heard from, like, 91 to, like, 98.
Yeah, and he also wrote Dr. Dre's hit when Dr. Dre finally released another album. What was it, Still Dre?
Yes, yep.
Which was just, incredible. But you can hear, like, when I listen to it now, I didn't know then, but when I listen to it now, you can totally hear Jay-Z's flow in that.
Oh, man, are you kidding? And I still think that Black Album is, I will find albums I love. I just think that record is one of my favorite records of all time. I will listen to that. Public Enemy doesn't get enough credit in the hip hop game. I listen to Public Enemy once a month just to remind me how angry I was.
Yes, It Takes a Nation of Millions.
It's one of the great.
I listened to Bum Rush the Show, but
Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah, but when I got to It Takes a Nation of Millions, I fell in love with Public Enemy.
It is one of the greatest. It's one. It really is unfair calling it, a great hip hop album, because it's just a great album that, it's beyond any musical kind of compartmentalization. It is rebellion. It's anger.
Yes.
It's spilling out what that culture and those people have been feeling for decades.
Yes.
with no one listening.
Yes.
And finally there was a platform. And I still think Chuck D is one of the greatest. I love it so much. It was one of the most influential. I was almost sad that Flavor had to be a part of that because it was such a clown show, and Chuck was so serious. It was such a juxtaposition of that entire feel of that thing.
But I can tell you honestly, like from my standpoint as a fan, growing up listening to them, while I was listening to them, I didn't really see it that way about Flavor Flav.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because I understood that he was kind of a musical savant. But then on top of that, he kind of added something to it that
some silliness to break up all that seriousness.
Yeah, it made you hype. Yeah, you know? Like, he was like the true epitome of a hype man. He was the guy that made you, before you even heard Chuck's voice.
Yeah.
And you heard Flavor's voice, like you knew it was about to go down.
Yeah.
You know?
when you say my heroes don't appear in no stamps, and then you take a shot at Elvis, you need Flavor around.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, 407-916-1041. All right, the Hawk Tuah girl. She's everywhere.
Yes, she is.
I've said this last week, I've never seen a more meteoric rise to fame than this Hawk Tuah chick. It went from 0 to what the F in like no time at all. Have you seen the latest of the Hawk Tuah girl?
No.
This past weekend, she was on stage with Zach Bryan. I guess she went up there and yelled the Hawk Tuah thing into the mic while they were playing a show. She had jean shorts on, white cowboy boots and a hat, a little white top. Looked country adorable. Went up there and Hawk Tuah in the old thing there. Then she says this. Now, she's selling like assloads of merch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like $65K in the first couple of days. I can only imagine what it is now.
Oof.
She says, quote, "The guy that sells my hats got offered $600 for her to
Hawk Tuah on it
into a jar."
Oh, no.
So somebody offered her $600 to spit into a jar, seal it up, then sign it, and then send it to him. $600. And she said, "Nah, I don't do it like that."
She's a woman of principle.
Let me tell you something.
Okay?
That's funny.
If she gonna do it, she gonna do it for real. She ain't no fake correctional officer. She gonna do it for real.
Let me tell you what. You hit me for $600 for spit in a jar, I'll give you all kinds of body fluids in a jar. I'll set up a factory. I'll set up wings one station, and the next station is your product. I'll get you all the gym you want for $600. You start sending me $600, I will send you a jar of all kinds of stuff. It'll be all me. Hair, boogers, sweat. I got it all for you guys.
Sign up, ladies.
If you're stupid enough to send me $600, I will gladly oblige you with equal stupidity in a jar.
That's just good business, man.
Unbelievable. And the funny thing is, she has no talent. There's no talent there. I'm like, what is she doing on stage? She goes up there, yells Hawk Tuah into a mic, get a couple grand. Get her out of here.
That's it.
Unbelievable. Good for her, though, I guess. I don't know. I saw the best meme of all time with that is it was a meme of a guy walking into a business meeting with a bunch of people around a board table, like 8 or 10 business guys. And this guy just walks in, opens the window, and jumps out. And it says, "This is the Hawk Tuah's dad next day at work." Could you imagine walking there and your daughter's the Hawk Tuah girl?
Right.
And you work at like a welding shop. You think you're ever going to hear the end of that?
No.
There's no way for you to get away from the Hawk Tuah girl. Change your name.
Oh, wait. Do you know what it would be like? You walk onto the job site and every one of the guys you work with is wearing a Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh, you bet your ass.
baseball cap.
You bet your ass. You remember the Lethal Weapon movie? Where Mel Gibson's daughter, or not Mel Gibson, Danny Glover's daughter does a condom commercial. And they come into the police department the next day and his entire desk is covered with like 10,000 condoms. It would be twice that bad.
Exactly.
For the Hawk Tuah girl.
Have you seen the logo on the side of the baseball caps?
No.
You're going to want to Google that bad boy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, come on now. What is it?
Just her on her knees.
Oh, come on.
No.
Yep. Getting ready to do her thing.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't see that one. I said the Hawk Tuah 2024 shirt is kind of a hat. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, if you turn it to the side, that's when you see the Hawk Tuah logo. Hey, it's only $27.99. Spit on that thing.
Oh, my God almighty.
You get me?
No, honey, I don't. I do not get you.
Man, you can get them in all different kinds of designs. They even have them in camo.
How old is she, by the way, the Hawk Tuah girl? Is she like 25 or something?
I see the logo.
Yeah.
You see the logo?
Oh, that's wild.
Uh-huh.
Why won't it show me the bad logo? I want to see the dirty logo.
It's wild. What is
Hold on.
this?
I'm going to type in dirty and see what happens. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Come on, man.
You see it?
Yes, I see it.
Oh, God.
Come on.
What?
Oh,
What do you mean, what?
boy. Wow.
Oh, God almighty, it's so awful. It's so awful.
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, I wish her the very best.
Taking it all the way to the bank.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
And then the other one, it has the bill. On the bill, it says spit on that thing in gigantic, what looks to be 40 font.
That's right.
Or 40 pica font. Gigantic. How many products are there? Holy ass.
More than you'd expect from just yelling Hawk Tuah.
I'm going to type in merch and just see what it says here. Hawk Tuah merch. Oh my God almighty.
Wow.
$35 for a button-up Hawk Tuah shirt. One on the back of it has a llama eating a candy cane, which I do not get. Either way. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Let's take a little break. Our buddy Ray Trinley is here from TK Law. That's onefirmforlife.com. We'll talk to Ray right after this.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Things remain backed up on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for drivers traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the Beach Line and 535, as well as between US 27 and the 429. No problems to report at this time for those who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway this afternoon. If you run into traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Upgrade your hot rod or muscle car with parts from Summit Racing. And right now, shop summitracing.com and use promo code RADIO for $10 off an order of $100 or more. Summitracing.com. Exclusions apply. Offer ends July 21st, 2024.
Guys, the Family 4-Pack is back. Florida residents save with this exclusive offer featuring discounted tickets for a party of 4 to the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. If you have yet to go over, you got to do it. So much fun. If you have kids, they're going to love it because it's interactive. You don't just look at this stuff. You actually play with it. You can discover something real this summer. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. This is the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, and stand nose-to-nose with the actual Space Shuttle Atlantis, plus much more, launching a bold new territory this summer at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Do that at a down-to-earth price, of course. Calling all space explorers. If you're out there, you want to come face-to-face with real space and cutting-edge innovations of space exploration from NASA, do it today. Explore more and grab your family passes at KennedySpaceCenter.com.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Man, when you talk about a good deal, how about this one? Buy one, get 2 free at Pyro Spot Fireworks. These guys have the largest selection of buy one, get 2 free fireworks out there with prices and products that absolutely blow the competition away. I can vouch for this. This guy travels every single year out to Kansas to this giant show to pick out the best stuff out there for you guys. And you can actually use their touch screens to watch that stuff and design your own incredible fireworks show. Visit their locations, 3 of them, easy to find, Eustis, Sanford, and Longwood, just a few miles north of downtown Orlando. Just simply visit iwantfireworks.com for valuable coupons and store locations. That's iwantfireworks.com. Remember, it's buy one, get 2 free at Pyro Spot Fireworks and be a backyard hero.
If you're struggling to lose weight, go to Red Mountain Weight Loss. We'll show you how shedding those unwanted pounds has never been easier with a new FDA-approved drug called Semaglutide that's revolutionizing medical weight loss. It's the primary ingredient in Ozempic, and it helps people lose up to 15 pounds a month easily. It's a total game changer. At Red Mountain Weight Loss, we have Semaglutide in stock and ready to ship today, available in either the injection or tablet form. You'll also get the support of our licensed medical team, helping you with meal plans to speed your progress and medical solutions to prevent side effects and muscle loss. All for less than half the price of Ozempic. Put this game changer to work for you at Red Mountain Weight Loss. You'll get quality Semaglutide, your choice of injection or tablets, and all for half the price of Ozempic. Schedule your free consultation today. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone, keyword Red Mountain Weight Loss.
You know the biggest hassle with selling your home with the Nickley Group? Figuring out where to put the sofa in your new home, because your old home won't be on the market for long. TNG listings sell 2 times faster and for an average of 6% more. Why wait around hoping your home will sell in time for you to move into your new place? Trust the experts at the Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty to get your home listed, shown, and sold. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home today at thenickley.com.
We love to celebrate the 4th of July with family, friends, food, and fireworks. Please be safe this Independence Day weekend and don't drink and drive from your friends at iHeartMedia and Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit FloridasHistoricCoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
At ViStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer better banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. And we continually give back to the places we call home. That focus is one reason why ViStar was named a Best in State Credit Union by Forbes magazine. So join the nearly 1 million members who choose to bank with a leader. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Insured by NCUA.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at jimcolbertlive.com.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
Slick is here.
What up?
Hopefully Jack will be back with us tomorrow. He is not feeling all that well. Got himself a little cold over the weekend. Doesn't want to make anybody else sick as we move into the 4th of July weekend. Very responsible of him.
Thank you, Jack.
And every single Monday, without fail, this guy comes by. We talk about law and whatnot because I don't know if you know this. He's a lawyer. Has his own firm. OneFirmForLife.com. That's the website. The company is TK Law. The lawyer, good and loud, Mr. Ray Trindley. Give it up.
Yay!
Ray Trindley, you get me?
I get you.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Yeah, doing great, actually. A lot of work on the house, sacrificing life for the house, as we do. Hopefully this is the last one. My wife told me this is the last one, so I've got that going for me.
I mean, until the next one.
Until the next one, you're right.
I mean, there's a saying in my world, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
So she wants the next one.
Well, the good thing about this one is we bought a real big dog fixer-upper.
Yeah.
So it's going to take us a while to get it where it needs to be. So hopefully by then she'll have settled in and we can call that good. How's your week been? Good?
I was in depositions all day long.
Yeah.
And
different clients, or do you have that with attorneys? Do you guys have a day? Because I know that is it you that set aside after I talked to one of your attorneys back in the day, and I gave her a call, and she had a time of day where she makes all of her phone calls back, and I didn't know if that was a lawyer thing that you took your calls at like 4 o'clock. She would sit down and make an hour and a half of phone calls or whatever the case may be. Is that the norm?
Yeah, so that's an efficiency thing that we do in our office, and I'm really big on systems and managing systems instead of managing people. And so that works with my personality. But yeah, so we do try to set aside different days for different things. But today just happened to be a day where we were going to be in depositions. It's been a case that's been going on for a while. And
can you talk about it?
Yeah. I mean, just don't ask me about anything secret.
No.
No, but
just tell me what the case is about. You don't have to. I mean, what's the juxtaposition or the what am I trying to say here? The gist of it all, yes.
Yeah. So it's actually a pretty sad case. A client is moving to modify alimony. He has a pretty significant medical issue that came up in the last few years that severely impacts his ability to earn a good income. I mean, he was, 6-7 figure earner.
God almighty, really?
And now he's looking at, maybe $38,000.
What? How is that even possible? I know you can't get into the woods, but when you talk about that set of numbers, that's high-level sales, that's medical professional, that's CEO. Those are big dollars.
Neurological deficiencies, physical deficiencies, just you name it.
What happened?
Heart, health, everything.
Just his health come falling apart?
Yeah, he there was I don't think it's anything secret. It's in the public record.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
But I mean, he had a stroke, and when he had a stroke, they did all these medical tests, and they realized, hey, dude, your health is not good. If you don't want to die, you got to change your life drastically. And so that's what he's had to do. And unfortunately, his former wife was a stay-at-home mom and never really worked. And so this is really her only source of income, so to speak, is alimony. And he just can't earn that money anymore.
So that's a really interesting situation. Okay, so when you say the stay-at-home mom thing, I mean, that is a job.
Yeah.
And let me ask you a quick question. In your world, have they applied a salary value to that? Because we hear that all the time. A stay-at-home mom, do we have a number or an equation that figures out how much that would be a year as a salary that you guys use?
It's funny you say that. I actually had a case where the child was nonverbal autistic and had a number of other disabilities, and we valued what the home health care cost would be was somewhere around $150,000 a year.
Yikes.
For that one child.
Yikes.
And they had another child that was without any disabilities, and so you're not even valuing what that cost would be for a nanny or whatever for that. But so we said it was about $150,000 as a contribution as far as what it would cost. And the court found that to be credible testimony and said basically she's getting entitled to like $300,000 a year because of what that cost would be for him to have to pay for somebody to be a home health nurse.
Wow.
And it wasn't just home health nurse. It was
right.
Occupational therapy, speech therapy,
everything.
all the
therapies.
Yeah, completely dependent, right?
100%.
Yeah, 100% dependent.
And she was a remarkable person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this case is it's a tough one. But
so let me ask though, I don't mean to interrupt because I just want to train of thought here for me as I get older. But
I'm all over the place. That's all right.
So with that said, I mean, okay, so this guy has a stroke, right? So it basically destroys his ability to earn at that level. So the court can't look at that anyway. I mean, the court, it seems like to me there would be only one possible decision. The guy you can't force a guy to get up and make that kind of money if he's incapable of doing that. She obviously, I mean, how does the court rule on something like that? I mean, you can't take every dime he has. If he's only making $38K a year,
for me, it's a fairly black and white case. Obviously, I've got the perspective of advocating for my client, and I think it's pretty clear cut. I've had cases with much less significant medical issues with termination of alimony. You know, when you're on the other side of a case like this, your goal is to try to look at the medical records, bring in your own experts, and say, hey, you could still do more than what you're currently doing.
Right.
And so that's their angle, right? They're trying to say, well, it's interfered with your work, but not as much as you're making it look like. You know, you're basically doing this to avoid paying alimony.
I would think that a guy making $600-700K a year, what was the alimony she was getting? Can you say that? Yeah, tell me, is it over $5,000
a month?
Yeah. Okay, it's well over $5K a month, right? So that's $60,000 a year, so well over that. Now, let me ask, how long had they been divorced?
That's part of the problem. Not that long.
Not that long.
So about 7 years.
So they've only been divorced 7 years. But let me ask, does the court expect her, even though she was a stay-at-home mom, and even though she was taken care of by the salary of the person, and that obviously, was probably an agreement. I mean,
sure. And
even if it wasn't, I guess if it's happened long enough, the court would probably say, agreement or no agreement, it was implied or understood that this was how it was. The guy went to work, did the thing, she took care of the kids and the home and the household. That's the agreement. If that ends, does the court expect her to re-educate herself or educate herself to get a career? And if so, is that allotted for? Because it would seem like to me, Ray, that there would be a statute of limitations when it comes to how much you get that, dependent on what you can or can't do to try to support yourself. Or does the court look at it like that?
I think it depends on the judge. I've had some judges who've been pretty strict on, you've got to use your highest, best efforts to find employment too, right? So conceptually speaking, you're a stay-at-home parent for 20 years. Well, you could probably still go get a job at, Walmart or McDonald's, or, you kind of throw out some of those the
easy entry level
jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. In a case like this, I think that there's an argument to be made that she is still a healthy, intelligent person and capable of supporting herself, at least to some degree. It's not the main argument that we're focusing on in our case, but it is one of the arguments that I think that we have is that, hey, listen, if all things are equal, you got the similar ability to earn at least $38,000 a year, which is what our guy's doing.
Yeah.
It's really an unfortunate case because it's probably going to end up being a lose-lose, meaning, he's losing significant quality of life, income, all the things, and she's also going to be losing support. Now, they actually did a pretty good job raising their kids, and so their kids are all fairly successful, well-adjusted adults, young adults, 20s and stuff like that, and their kids are seemingly very involved in making sure that mom and dad get taken care of, which is actually a really nice thing to see. It's not always like that.
Is there animosity between the two of them?
Between husband and wife?
Yes.
Ex-husband and wife? Yeah.
Yeah, there is animosity. So that makes it even more difficult because obviously there's some vengeance that can happen in those situations where you can feel like you're owed something or you weren't appreciated. Now it's time to get back what you've deserved the entire marriage that you didn't get.
Right.
That's you. Sometimes you see that a little bit.
Yeah, I really do try to pay attention to the emotional components of any family law case, and modification of alimony seems to be one of those ones where it's almost always 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 as far as how contentious and aggressive people want to attack it, because there's a lot of those unresolved emotions and feelings, and so and
that check every month is just like a validation. Because I finally got mine. I got what I deserve. We and the kids got what we deserved.
Right,
and sometimes it's that's the case.
Well, and sometimes that's the only tangible thing that you can kind of hang your hat on to say, like, I got something out of this myself.
Right, exactly.
You know, and it's funny because a lot of people do say, like, oh, well, you know, she took the house, she took the dog, she took whatever, and that is if that has some kind of extraordinary value to it, but it's all just an emotional attachment to those things. You know, almost always, you know, if it's $100,000 in the bank and $100,000 in equity in the house, those two things are going to offset each other if all things being equal.
Sure.
But it's the emotional component. It's that visualization. I drive by that house. That used to be my house.
Right, yeah.
And that's what happens a lot of times in these modification cases, which makes it really tough.
So in depositions, you're just trying to find out where everybody is so that when you go in to argue, you kind of get an idea? Or what are you trying to do in a deposition in a case like that?
So today I was the receiving party of the deposition, and I'll say that I don't want to spread all my secrets about how I do depositions, but I do depositions a little bit differently than what was done today. Really what I want to do is I look at like a first date, right? What's your goal in a first date? You want the other person to be as comfortable as possible,
right? Yeah,
and open up. And so, you know, I'm looking into your eyes, I'm smiling at you, you smile at me.
You're charming me up.
I'm charming you up big time. And I just want to get some background information. You mentioned that you've got a sister and you smile when you say that. Tell me about your sister.
Right.
Like, it's not really necessary.
You're basically trying to drop the defenses to see how they react in real time with their actual personality rather than in front of an attorney.
100%.
Yeah.
And then I start going through a timeline usually is kind of my strategy after that, because now I want you to kind of set the facts. And a lot of time what people will do is they'll rehearse that timeline in their head. And so they're like, I did this and I did this. But then when you start going back, and that's my favorite part, is I play dumb. And I'm like, I'm not really sure if I got your timeline right.
Right, yeah.
I don't remember.
And then you start taking everything out of order from the way they gave it to you.
Oh, okay.
And then you start saying, okay, you said you did this first. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, actually, you didn't say you did that first. You said you did that third.
Yeah.
And you start taking things out of order. And then that's when you start getting people to get really nervous. And now you see this significant shift in their personality, and now you know you're looking in the right places.
Have you ever had anybody walk out of a deposition?
I've had somebody punch me in a deposition.
No. What?
Yeah.
Male?
Male.
Did you deserve it?
Yes.
Oh, he was mad.
My client loved it, though.
What happened? It wasn't your client, was it?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, my God, dude.
Me. No, I was just asking a legitimate line of questions using the exact same technique that I just described. And he's like, I've already repeated this. I'm like, yeah, but I'm just not sure I track it. He's like, I've got something you understand. And I had about 3 seconds to take my glasses off. And I see the guy cock back.
Oh.
Wow.
Was his name Colonel Jessup?
No. But we won that case.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, that wasn't the strategy. The strategy was not to get punched in the face.
Do you tell the jury that? Do you tell the jury that the guy punched you in the face?
Never even made it to the jury.
Oh, really? Yeah, they settled immediately after that, right?
They
couldn't get their pen out fast enough.
Ooh. Yeah, it settled real fast.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't even think the end of the day happened. I think it was like a 3 o'clock deposition. By 5 o'clock we settled.
Did he say it was worth it?
I mean, who wouldn't want to punch a lawyer? Come on.
I'm like, baby, I'm hunting I lost $10K today, but let me tell you this story. This guy took his glasses off, and I took my back swipe at him. He's tougher than I thought.
There was one time I got punched by a guy that was a former Golden Gloves heavyweight boxer.
What is it with you?
And that one, I was really not looking forward to the punch. But I took my actually, I threw my glasses for that one because I wasn't just going to get hit. I was going to be laying down afterwards.
So you knew the dude that had punched you you knew that was coming? Is that why you took your glasses off?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
You saw him kind of getting pissed off?
So I've got a punchable face. Like, that's my joke.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
I
think you have a very huggable face.
I've got a face that I think when people get really mad, they're just like, I really want to punch that guy.
No.
And I have this smirk. I've been told of this, at least.
Yeah, you got a good one.
Especially if you ask my wife.
Yeah.
I've got this smirk that really has the ability to throw people off. And sometimes I do it unintentionally, especially when I'm trying to be sincere. My wife is like, well, why'd you do this? And it's like, well, and then she's like, you're smirking. And I'm like, oh.
Wait, hold up, man. How many times you been punched? Because it seemed like you always know when to take the glasses off.
Yeah. He knows he's smirking. Straight smirking.
So I've been punched a lot in my life. It's been a long time, though. It's been probably at least half a decade since
Good solid hit,
punched.
punch a good solid puncher and give the guy hit. Did you think about hitting him back at all? I mean, your instinct says that you want to whip the guy's ass, right? I mean, you have to. I mean, I know you well enough to know that you don't want to whip the dude's ass.
So
okay,
the punch wasn't that significant.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And
he was soft.
And it's better to show him you can take it, right?
And I might have just like wiped my face a little bit and
Just
like,
looked, and just looked straight at his lawyer.
and just stood up and
I think we're done here.
and I said,
That's all you got?
I said, I think you need to discuss this with your client.
Right.
And I walked out with my client, and my adrenaline by the time I walked out of the room was like on 12.
Nah, Jim. Ray's new name is Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray Trinley.
There we go.
I like that.
That's it.
I'm not that fast, though. If I was that fast, I would have missed the punches instead of taking them. Yeah.
That's great, man.
Anyway, if you need a lawyer to take a punch for you, let me know.
That should be your new slogan, right? Yeah, friendly Ray Trinley. He can take a punch.
That client was very gracious, and he was very happy with the outcome of the case.
Yeah.
But I really try not to get to that place.
Yeah, of course not.
But
I have. I mean, look. Trust me. From a guy who has resting, get the f out of my face.
Yeah.
It is one of those things. Like we talk about this all the time on the air. Like I found out about 3 or 4 years ago, the entire sales staff was terrified of me.
I believe that.
Like literally terrified. I've done nothing to any of them. Like I've not been in one argument with anybody in this building, not one time ever. But for some reason, they all think that I'm going to jump down their throat and chew them apart, which I have no interest in doing at all.
So I think part of my problem is I have the ability to soften a lot of people up. And so people generally open up to me and tell me things they wouldn't tell anybody else about a lot of different things. And I think that part of that psychologically is I ask very invasive, intrusive questions just because a lot of people just give me the answers. And sometimes that crosses the line. And some people, I really do think that some people believe that the only way that they can solve their emotional frustration is by using physical violence.
Yeah, sure.
And so
because they don't know how to do anything else.
And I'm not really scared of physical violence. So
Right, yeah.
It doesn't really
it doesn't really affect you. Like
they don't get the intended result, but they're
right.
So
all right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031 here with Ray Trinley, oneFirmForLife.com. That's TK Law offices right there in Altamont Springs. Handles a lot of different legal facets out there. So anything you have, estate planning, trip and fall, anything like that, family issues, of course, divorce and things of that nature. Whether you want to get your if you think that you should be able to get your child support amended or
alimony modified.
I mean, any of that stuff can happen for you for sure. Any of the laws changed today that went into effect that you are particularly interested in? I think a couple hundred of them went into play today.
200.
One of them with HOAs.
So the HOA one I think is pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of HOAs, and I try to. I wish my HOA president would punch me in the face.
So you can punch him back. Come on, Ray. Come on, sugar.
But I like those. There's tons of laws, and that's the way the system is supposed to work, right? We're supposed to pass these laws, and
is that a lot? Is 200 a lot for a session like that? I mean, when I heard 200 laws, I'm like, wow, man, really? These are laws we don't already have. But then, of course, one of them is going to affect our very good friend Deborah over here.
Which one's that?
Well, it's that street racing thing.
Oh, well.
Yeah, for sure.
I've only seen her drive the speed limit, if you ask me, as far as the character witness goes. Use the blinkers and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a good man, Sugar Ray.
Do you
good man.
Do you have to when things like that happen? I mean, I know that all of them don't kind of interact with what you do for a living in your firm there, but I mean, when you have 200 laws passed, do you have to have a briefing? Do you have to kind of gather up all the attorneys and say, "Hey guys, look, these are the 200 new laws. How are we going to? How do we attack these? I mean, number one. I mean, do you guys do that?
Yeah. So actually, it's funny you say that. Again, I like systems. And one of those is I make the baby lawyers, they do all the research and they explain to me how it's going to go into effect. And they do a little presentation for the office. So
really?
Baby lawyers.
Yeah, it's my nice
What's that? Is that a year or less, baby lawyer? Or is that 2 years or less?
It's usually about 2 years or less.
2 years or less?
Are they walking yet?
Yes.
They're just starting to talk at that point.
Just using big words?
But I really do find that was one of the things that I used to do when I was a baby lawyer, and I felt like it gave me tremendous value both in the law firm that I was working for and just in the legal community. If a judge, I'd be at a trial or something, and it'd be a real estate issue, and if a judge said, "Well, I don't really know how this deck action issue is going to go," I'm like, "Well, Judge, I don't know if you saw that new case that came out," and I became like a little bit of an armchair expert on a lot of different things. So I invest a lot of money and time into training up lawyers and learning the laws and being at the cutting edge.
It's smart.
Because at the end of the day, you win most of the time with good facts, but sometimes you win by being the most well prepared.
That's right.
And that's the important part.
Well, that's what I would. I mean, look, when you seek an attorney, I mean, this is just me speaking to people out there listening to the show. And you're here, of course, and we love you having around. But when you seek an attorney, I mean, you want the ones prepared. That's the one you want. You want the one who really takes the time to dig in there and find out the nuance of what's going on, because just when you don't find the nuance is when the nuance really matters.
That's right.
I found that out in my life the hard way a number of times is, hey, we don't want to pay attention to that. That'll never come up. And of course, it's the first thing that comes up, wrecking your entire world in that 1 5-minute interaction. So, it's just better to be over prepared, really. I
agree.
Yeah. It just makes it so much easier.
Well, and I live by the saying of hard work pays off, right? So even if you didn't need all that preparation for that one case, that next one comes rolling around, you're going to be 2 times as efficient because you've already done that work. So.
And the judges know that, don't they? They know the attorneys that come in and they're, the suit attorneys, the suit and car and watch attorneys, are the attorneys out there grinding it out and really kind of coming up with good solutions for their clients, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Again, that's Ray Trinley. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. It's TK Law if you're looking for it elsewhere. Let's take a little break. We'll come back in a second and get out of here on a Monday.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
What's going on in Central Florida? Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We are looking at classic early July weather in Central Florida. Low to mid-90s each day. It is hot. It is very humid. Afternoon and evening thunderstorms sit at 60% chances all the way through next week. Looking in the tropics, Hurricane Beryl is a historic hurricane. It's the farthest east hurricane to ever form and the first Category 4 ever in June. It is heading for Jamaica next on Wednesday.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. Right now, make your garden pop for summer with savings on Miracle Grow 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii while supplies last.
Jim Colbert here for FAS Windows and Doors. Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, it's time to replace your single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep the heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. Too much outside noise getting in? Considering replacing older windows and doors with laminated insulated glass, providing as much as 100% improvement. Keep that noise outside where it belongs. Offering rebates of $100 per window and $200 per door. Also offering 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online. Trust the leader, FAS.com.
Did your mobile provider just increase their prices again? Switch to Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. With Spectrum Mobile, you get unlimited talk, text, and data, plus nationwide 5G. Switching to Spectrum Mobile has never been easier. We'll pay off your phone balance up to $2,500. Stop dealing with price hikes from your cell phone company. Get Spectrum Mobile. Visit spectrum.com/it-pays-to-switch for full details. Offer subject to change. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, Chief Marketing Officer of Hyundai Motor America, talks about audio storytelling.
For an auto brand, a lot of people scratch their heads and say, why would you put your brand on a channel that doesn't show the sheet metal? But there's a lot we can talk about these vehicles that gets people excited about the car. And it's more than just the sheet metal. It really is about lifestyle in a lot of ways. For us, it's about storytelling. That's driving a lot of brand awareness, but we can also drive a lot of intent. And that's because we can talk a lot about the features. I think we're learning that we can get a lot more from audio.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company. iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com. That's iHeartResults.com.
Beryl flicks it over the top. In goes Ojeda!
Orlando City's heading north of the border for the second leg of their road trip as the Lions take on Toronto FC on Wednesday, July 3rd at 7:30 p.m. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Don't forget to tune in an hour before the match at 6:30 to catch Kickoff Minus 60 airing exclusively on the Lion Nation app.
I'm Olivia. When I was injured in a car crash, I knew from listening to the station who I needed to call. I called attorney Glenn Klossman. I knew I had a super lawyer on my side. I was extremely happy with the results. I'm Olivia, and I highly recommend attorney Glenn Klossman, Office Winter Park.
2 guys, 5 rings. Yes. One essential podcast for the 2024 Paris Olympics. Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers host a new podcast that's all about the athletes.
You gotta get your head in the game, as Zac Efron once said.
And the culture.
Not French.
Well,
no association with the nation of France. But you did live in Montreal.
Of the 2024 Paris Olympics. Listen to 2 Guys, 5 Rings on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app, search 2 Guys, 5 Rings, and start listening.
Look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio on a 4th of July week, just a couple days away. This Thursday, we will celebrate the independence of our wonderful country here. Do you guys do anything? By the way, welcome back. I'm Jim Deb and Slicker here as well. Ray Trendley with us, as he is every single Monday to end up the program. OneFirmForLife.com. That's TK Law. Offices up in Altamont Springs. Do you guys, you and the fam, do anything special for 4th of July? Is this one of those times of year you set a trip aside or anything?
We don't normally trip, but we normally go over to a friend's house. Either they come over for us for 4th of July and we go over there for New Year's or vice versa. But we just go over to Pyro Spot, buy a bunch of fireworks.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
And
if you let you.
We scare everybody's neighbors and dogs, and that's the sad part. But we have a good time while we do it.
Are you that annoying neighbor? Matter of fact, they have a package.
Yeah.
Tom and Dan have a package called "Ruining My Relationship with My Neighbor," I believe is the package.
So I think it was last year we got you know the angled cakes,
yes,
where they shoot out sideways.
Yes.
So we got the angled cakes, and one of the angles was obviously towards the neighbor's house. So I ended up going to my neighbor's house the next morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning with a trash bag and
that's right,
cleaning up their roof because my neighbor's wife, I guess she's also my neighbor, but I don't see her very much. My neighbor's wife was very concerned.
Yeah, very concerned
about some of the debris that was raining on their house.
Concerned is such a great word to use there because it's not concerned. That's not the word he's looking for.
No, but we do like the kids love having fireworks. It's like
it's the greatest.
It's a good time, and I'm kind of a safety nut, so which is surprising to a lot of people. But
how many total kids in your package there, that are going to be at the thing?
So it's 5 between the two families, but we get neighbors usually coming out with their kids, so they end up usually being about 10 kids.
All right, let me give you something your kids will never forget for 4th of July. I'm going to help you out here. Okay?
Right.
We did this for New Year's one year, and I'm telling you, it's still one of our favorite family pictures. You ready? You get the sparklers, right? And you do the time-lapse photograph or video, and you have them draw, or you have them do like 2024 or the family name or whatever, and just keep doing it over and over again. And that time lapse will freeze that, and it'll look like neon letters or numbers.
Oh, I like that.
And it's badass.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the Gatling gun that Pyro Spot is selling now with Roman candles.
Have you seen that thing?
No.
Buddy, listen.
Dude, come on now.
I talked to Craig. He said, hey, he sent me a video. This guy's a maniac, by the way. You know that, right?
He's the best.
He is the absolute best. He sent me a video, and he goes, we're carrying these this year. It's so ridiculous. It actually took me a few minutes to figure out what it was, because when I looked at it first, I said, oh, that looks like a Roman candle Gatling gun. But it can't be that, because that would be ridiculous.
And dangerous.
And irresponsible. It would be all these things. But guess what it is? It's a Roman candle Gatling gun, and they can't keep it in stock.
I love it.
And when you see the thing go, it straight up looks like the Predator. When Jesse Ventura is carrying that minigun around on his chest, And there's like 1,000 rounds right there. That's what this thing looks like.
All right, Craig, put one aside. I'm on my way.
Exactly. I told him. I said, you could have pre-sold these.
Yeah,
you
for
legit
sure.
could have pre-sold every one of them. Look, when they get mortar kits, they get the best mortar kits out
They
there.
really do.
The old school, like just the Excalibur mortar kit is legend. But they even get bigger ones than that. They can barely keep them in stock. He double orders every year, and they sell out every year.
Yep.
Those mortar kits are the first thing that goes, thum, thum. It's the greatest.
It really is.
There is nothing better than that sound if you're a redneck dad. Nothing better in the world.
I mean, I think even us lawyer dads that
You're
are
a bit of a redneck, buddy. I got bad news
a
for you.
little bit.
You got a little of that country in you,
I
dude.
do.
You take punches like that, you get a little bit of it. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us 77031. Tomorrow we'll have What'd You Do That's New. We'll also have Scott Brown from Edgewater Family Wealth to get you dialed up for your finances, get you in line. Deb, who do we have? Well, excuse me. Let's do You Heard It Here first. Sorry.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as dangerous Hurricane Beryl swirls in the Caribbean, Florida's Emergency Management Director Kevin Guthrie says, don't worry, the Sunshine State is ready, even if we're in the eye of the storm multiple times this season.
We have been preparing for a combination of the 04 and 05 season. So we're preparing as if we're going to have 6. We are anticipating potential multiple landfalls, 2 different sides of the coast. Maybe it's the same coast. We are ready for that.
Guthrie met today with emergency management directors from Brevard, Orange, Osceola, Seminole, and Sumter counties. The National Hurricane Center, in Miami is tracking a new disturbance in the central Atlantic that could develop into a tropical depression later this week on the heels of Hurricane Beryl. The next name on the list would be Chris.
Oh.
A judge has ruled that Sarasota police illegally searched the phone of former state Republican Party chair Christian Ziegler.
Really?
During a rape investigation. The
Really?
46-page ruling from the judge, from Judge Hunter Carroll, says 3 search warrants used by police were too broad. Prosecutors ultimately did not bring charges against Ziegler over allegations that he sexually assaulted a woman involved with both himself and his wife, Bridget, who sits on the Sarasota School Board. She's also part of the group Moms for Liberty. I want to change that name so bad.
Mom for Hawk Tuah.
Ziegler was forced out of his party post earlier this year. And then finally, a University of Florida graduate now wears the crown of Miss Florida.
Really?
Yep. Miss Tampa, Kisana Fink, won the Miss Florida pageant Saturday in Polk County at the RP Funding Center in Lakeland. She's going to represent our state in the Miss America pageant in January here in Orlando.
Really?
Yes.
I'll be damned.
Fink also gets a $20,000 scholarship for her win. She graduated from UF in 2016. She's currently in grad school there. Right. Fink says her platform will focus on organ and tissue donations. Also, Miss St. Augustine, Ireland Harkins, was named Miss Florida Teen. She will compete in the Miss America Teen pageant in January, also in Orlando.
I'll be damned.
So even though we don't have anyone there repping,
right?
They still got to come here.
That's right.
And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thanks, Deb. We appreciate that very, very much.
You got it.
Who do we have to thank today?
First person we want to thank is Slick for producing for us today. Slick, thank you so much.
This guy's a monster.
It was
we
really do appreciate it.
Absolute killer.
And of course, right after Slick is OnePunchForLife.com. Super friendly attorney Ray Trendley. That's TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
Glassjaw.com.
Ray don't play.
Solidjaw.com.
There we go. RayDon'tPlay.com.
Ray don't play.
RayDon'Play.com.
SugarRayDon'tPlay.com.
There you go. We got all kinds
Trademark.
of them. Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station 96.9 The Game. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Absolutely. No question of the day. Jack, hopefully, will be back with us tomorrow.
Yeah.
If not, we'll find somebody. Hopefully, Slick. If not, are you?
Hey, Slick, what are you doing tomorrow?
I got a few things going on, but I did today too, and I moved it around, so I just had to be here.
He just loves you guys that much.
That's
He
right.
does.
You're a good
We
man.
love
That's
having him
right.
here. He's great, man. Everybody, the audience loves him. So.
They do.
Again, he can come in anytime he wants. All right, let's get the hell out of here then, because we have a big day coming up tomorrow. Like I said, what'd you do that's new? Your choice as well, which is?
It's a couple of comedy videos. You can find them at JimColbertLive.com. It's about 20 minutes total. The first video about 12 and a half minutes long. Second one is about 7 minutes, and the whole thing is all about, Someone from California moving to the south?
Yeah.
And then what would you take, an earthquake or a tornado?
Oh, God.
She goes over your choices, so get the videos at JimColbertLive.com.
You got it. All right, man. Again, that's that. We have Scott Brown plus your call 6 and talkbacks. Hopefully, Jack will be back on behalf of Deb Slick, and our buddy Ray Trinley. That's onefirmforlife.com. Office is right there in Altamont Spring. That's TK Law. Always love having you in, Ray. Good to see you again,
Appreciate
as always.
you guys.
All right, let's get the hell out of here on behalf of Deb and Jack. God damn it.
Let me take over. On behalf of Jim.
It's that one extra person that screws me up. All right.
Deb and Ray.
All right, we follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters the morning after us. It's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Ass. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
And stay cool. Bye.
Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
OnePunchForLife.com.
I don't think so.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Major problems continue eastbound on I-4 this afternoon due to a crash blocking the left lane between Amelia Street and Colonial Drive, causing nearly stopped traffic back from Cayley Street. Looking at delays as well closer to the major attractions exits. No problems for those who need to take the turnpike north or southbound today. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hey, DQ fans, behold the DQ freezer. Not just an ordinary freezer, but an extraordinary freezer, holding all of the DQ Blizzard Treat flavors of the past. Now it's opening its doors for the Salted Caramel Truffle Blizzard Treat, only at participating DQ locations.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going in.